It's good to be in a relaxed environment because I find in the past, like when I was much younger, I'd always just be like,
Yeah.
I'm on camera. No.
Well, the camera changes people.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
If you're new to it, your first experiences with it
Yeah.
are very shy, or I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I've played up to cameras though. It's hard for me to say.
I feel like it's different depending on the person because it's like if you have a perfectionist mindset like myself, you tend to be like, oh, I got to look like this, this, and this. But what I learned back when I did musical theatre was like, when, you know, if you're modelling, you're always like, oh, how do I look? But when you're acting and you're a character, you're being that character. It doesn't matter how you look, like, you know.
Yeah, that's true. You
So,
own the persona.
go for it, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's other sides to it as well. I think getting into costume gets you in the space to be a character.
Yeah, true.
For sure. There's also the exterior aspect to it.
Yes.
I think when I've done metal shows, like there's always the get up that you wear to do a metal show.
Yeah.
And that gets you revved up. You know, maybe a couple of beers gets you revved up as well. But
True.
and being with your mates that you've written music with and performing.
Yeah.
That's always a buzz. But I think we're ready to jump in. You want to jump in?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. And welcome to the Pagey train. Today I have in the studio with me, Britainia Flower. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, actor, model, singer,
Yeah.
comedy parodies as well you do. I've seen you do a few of those.
Yes, especially recently. Yeah, there've been a few of those.
Yeah, so I don't know, is there a name for that? Like,
Skits.
yeah, skit comic?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, yeah, because that's like skit comic that you comedy that you're doing.
Yeah, they're like little short films, some that I've done like that recently, but the more comedy I've done recently is for the first time in my life I'm saying I'm on TikTok, you know. But I've been putting my two favorite things together, which is like my style, I'm goth, and I love comedy, so I've been doing like goth comedy and put them together, and yes, that's like the comedy I've been doing recently, and I love seeing people reactions, like the comments, yes, it's not a phase, mum, you know, yes, I relate. I'm like, I love this.
I think I have goth tendencies, you know.
Yeah.
I like especially from the music that I listen to. I'm a massive Typo Negative fan. Vampire metal man, you know.
Cool.
And when I just did a range of things, I guess. Like that's why I say tendencies. Like I'm a heavy metal dude that wouldn't mind going to a rave and wearing goggles and a smiley face jumper, you know.
Yes.
I'm partial to, switching it up, but there's certainly, I think sort of the basement levels that I have in me are very much metal and, goth orientated.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And sporty as well. I like to be sporty and nerdy and geeky. Like I don't know. I'm an odd bod that way.
Yeah. Sport goth when I go to the gym. So that's what's.
Well, yeah. Well, do you go to the gym often? Are you a gym sort of person, or?
Oh, back in 2019, I used to go quite a bit with friends. But then when the world turned upside down, that stopped for a while. But now I have a gym in my apartment building, so going every now and then whenever I have time. So yeah, it's been good.
So you're more the cardio sort of stuff, or you're into the weights?
Bit of both. Both. I'm just doing like the routines that I remember from back in 2019, really.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, for me, because I love going to the gym, and love doing weights. I love destroying my body and looking after my body at the same time. It's a bit of a conundrum in my life.
Yes.
But certainly love going to the gym, and I had a good routine at 2019 before all the shit went down.
Yeah.
And I had to learn how to work out at home. So I set up sort of a gym out at the back. I had a few weights, but not enough to cover the spectrum of what I was doing at the gym.
Yes.
So I made a chin-up bar. So I was using a chin-up bar and incorporating weights. But then I got, single-dimensional sort of stuff. I want to do multi-dimensional stuff when you work out. It gets tiresome.
I was lifting an ironing board. That was funny video to watch back later.
Bench pressing, pumping iron.
Yes.
Yeah. But I ended up getting weapons and stuff like that. So I had it because I got like katanas and sais and nunchucks and staffs, right? So I took them out the back. But I was listening to like music, so anything from like EDM to Lamb of God heavy metal, right?
Yes.
And depending on how I was feeling, and then I didn't realize I was being rather audible, like. So I was swinging around this katana, this sword, and I'm like, ah, wah! And one day, I didn't have battery. The batteries ran out in my headphones, so I had to do a session without my headphones on. And that's when I realized, and the penny dropped with myself. I'm like, I'm being out the back for at least a month doing this, like every second day. and my whole neighbours, all of my neighbours have been listening to me going, whoa, ha, you know.
Well, they won't mess with you. They won't mess with you. If they heard all that, they're like, ooh.
Yeah, well, they've also heard the heavy metal that comes out of the house as well. So, you know,
Yes.
they hear a lot of karaoke, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Like, because I live in an apartment building, I always wonder, like, I try to put that out of my head, like, oh, I wonder if people can hear me. I think they don't know you. It doesn't matter, you know. But when I'm there and I'm screaming like crazy and it's usually pretty quiet there, I'm like, I wonder if people are hearing, I wonder what they're thinking, if there's like some kind of angry creature up there, or if they know it's like death metal. I don't know.
Maybe they think you're torturing someone, you know. Like, they're like, ah!
Speaking rituals, like.
Yeah, trying to, some sort of satanic, seance to raise the dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the one time I did a live stream and sang a set of metal songs, I thought, this is the one night, I just hope nobody like complains. After that, I don't care. But yeah, thankfully nobody said anything because it was before the limit of, when you have to be quiet.
Yeah.
So it was
I go beyond that limit sometimes.
Yeah.
I've found it to be 2:00 in the morning and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this Meshuggah cover right now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just pushing the limit a little. I've been really fortunate to scream into microphones for, a good 25 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I played in multiple bands and played around Sydney and even in Queensland. Played a little bit in Perth, but mainly Sydney. And it's something that I'm drawn to it all the time.
Yeah.
Band's on hiatus at the moment. Probably not looking to reform until next year because I've got other things on the boil.
Yeah.
And I just get hungry to sing. So I've been getting my licks at the Red Cow. Big shout out to the Bin Chickens, by the way.
Yeah.
And I know they're probably going to bust my balls because I didn't go there last night. But I told you why. I was busy, and they know why I was busy. I'll send a hilarious message. But anyway, I think it's strange now. Like I was, because I can do anything from Otis Redding, right?
Yeah.
Walking on the dock of the bay, right?
Yes.
And when you do karaoke, because you've got to read a room, you can't just jump in and do heavy metal straight off the cuff.
Yeah.
You've got to win everyone over before you go for their jugular.
Yeah.
Right?
I see, yeah.
Yeah, and so by the end of the night, I started on Otis Redding, and then I ended up on System of a Down, Toxicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and had the place pumping. It was really cool, and it just made me realise, like, I just miss performing on stage, man. I really miss it.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, but you've done a few stage performances, haven't you?
A lot, yeah. Gosh, it's specifically been since like maybe 2018. It's been constant performance work, and that's like, childhood was a lot of musical theatre. Now more screen work, acting wise. But stage performance everywhere, whether it's plays, pantomimes, comedy. Like I did one little talk thing, and I kind of turned it into a bit of a comedy thing because I thought I've always wanted to do this, and I did get some laughs. So that was good.
Yeah. Well,
a bit of everything.
Well, what do you think? Like because stage is sort of a precursor for you, yeah. Before you went on screen and were in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good sort of precursor for someone to get into performance and acting?
Yeah, again, everyone's different, but for me that was good. But I also learnt they're two completely different things. Musical theatre, from my experience anyway, you get handed a thick book, you have 3 weeks, go learn it, and you have to know everything, the whole script, all the songs. There's some that I still remember and people are like, how?
Yeah, the brain tattoos, yeah.
But then screen work, it's like, oh, if you mess it up, we'll go again. I'm like, okay, so it's completely different, yeah.
Yeah, you do get multiple takes, and the fourth wall is different. The fourth wall is delayed.
Yeah.
You go to a festival, go to a cinema.
Yeah.
That's where your audience is on screen, right?
Yeah.
Or these days in front of a phone, man, on a train.
True.
That's your audience as well.
Yes.
So your audience is delayed, and you certainly don't see the audience reaction too much.
Yeah.
On remote devices. You might see a like, you might see a subscription, you might see a view.
Or a comment,
but you don't actually get that fourth wall experience.
Yeah. That's why I've always been that person, like, if I'm ever seeing someone, I'm like, oh, look at this thing I've done. Because I'm like, I don't just want to send it to them and be like, oh, check this out. I want to see the reaction, just because I'm proud of something I've done. I don't do that very often, but...
Yeah, but that's it. I think that's part of the point, right? You can't do that very often because... it's hard to get in front of a screen to get your work on a screen.
Yeah.
And to see people watching your work when you're starting out and you're trying to get your break.
Yeah.
That's a hard thing to do. Is to get on screen. Accessibility is a lot of the game.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. Like when someone goes, I want to be an artist. You go, okay, are you a passionate person?
Yeah.
Because you have to be.
That's what I always look for, yeah. Like, I'm not
You
a
have to
talent
be.
agent, but I've got a bit of that in my blood when I see someone. Like, if I see that they have potential, I tell them.
You know
like,
they
yeah,
can
you're
work.
passionate. Yeah.
You know they can work.
Yeah.
You just know straight away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know if they can riff with something, and you know what spaces they can riff that in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always get that feeling from people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when I meet, like, new actors, because I've always wanted to take someone under my wing, you know. I always look to make sure they're passionate about what they're doing, so that, you know, they're in the right place, because it's not for me, it's for them, you know.
Well, it's funny again though, like how passions can be awoken, you know, by doing different art forms. Like, you know, I think you know, acting with a microphone, you know. So whether you're an MC or singing on stage, or you know, doing voiceovers, they're an art form, right? So I guess it's you know, ADR acting and acting for voiceover.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of that.
Yes.
And I really enjoy that. And it's the same with Foley as well. Like I'm reacting what someone else has already done, or I'm adding a piece in post.
Yeah.
Because when actors are on a screen, they're there for the moment in front of the camera.
Yeah.
They're a part of the action. They've hurried up to wait for their moment, and they've done their thing.
Yeah.
When you're in the post-production world doing post-production art, it's a different thing. It's a different interface again, and I really enjoy it. Like Foley, it's strange for me. My journeys are really strange for me. Like, well, of course it's strange for me, but I guess like I never thought I'd act on screen.
Okay, yeah.
It's not something that I thought about doing, but it's not something that I go, oh man, I have to do this thing. Like, as a musician, I've felt that, but. Yeah, never, or as a director, I felt that. A storyteller, for sure, but never really as an actor. I've always just filled in. I've always been a fill-in as an actor. Yeah. And then I got an opportunity to do like a support role. Yeah. And I am hooked. I'm totally passionate about it. And then I've gone down a research hole of listening to what people say in a different way. Bringing director aspects and storytelling to being an actor. Like I've seen actors that become directors. Yeah. You know that journey, and I'm doing the reverse flow on that. I don't know what that's all about, but I think that's the journey that I'm on at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's kind of why, like, after all these years of like musical theatre, I wanted to, you know, take a different step and do something else, and that's when I got into screen work way more. I was like.
Well, do you have a preference? Do you like screen work better?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's tough because I'll always love musical theatre, and that's the thing. Like, I say to some people, oh, that ship has sailed, but the reality is if the right project comes up, I'll do it. But I'd say screen work because especially the things I've gotten to do recently have been so amazing, and every time I talk about them or hear about them or see them, like, you know, it just makes me so happy because you're on the big screen, you know, it's the dream. And but musical theatre's fun, I guess, because, you know, hearing the audience's reaction and being really dramatic. And that's something else I learned too getting into screen work was like musical theatre acting and screen acting completely different, like, you know, trying not to be too over dramatic. And I remember when I did my first TV role, there were people that were like, oh, I wonder if, you know, the improvised acting will come out very musical theatre, but luckily it didn't. So they were like, oh no, that was good. And I was like, oh good, thank God.
Yeah, different anchor points. I think, different anchor points for emotion. And but you're right though, because every time, like, I have had those issues before with stage actors on screen. Yeah. I had one guy in particular, really lovely fellow, and we had him doing this film, and he had to grab a knife out the back of a car. Yeah. It was not a terrible film, but it was a revenge fantasy torture film. Yeah. Right, so this guy gets tortured in this movie, and he's about to go torture this guy. Yeah. And he pulls out a knife out of the back of this car, and he's supposed to do it in a menacing but subtle way, right? Like, you know, slow and evil, right? That was the deal. Yeah. But he'd always get out of the car and be very stage acting, you know, like, you know, very thespian in nature, just like gliding through the scene and be like, man, you gotta calm that bit down. Yeah. You're gonna go kill this guy. We're not gonna start a song.
Yeah, those are big things. Yeah, movement and facial expression. They tend to be very like, Well,
you got to be more deliberate on the stage because you're small on the stage. Yeah. So you got to be more deliberate.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's an element of it as well, and the art form is different itself.
Yeah, got to know your lines, keep your character going, and keep the audience entertained, so that they don't kind of look down and be like, oh yeah, you know. Yeah,
engagement.
Yeah.
Being present. Yeah. Being really present, right? But yeah, screen invites a different thing. The presence is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's achieved in different ways, and they're a synthesis of different art forms. So cinematography will bring out a good performance as well. Like, there's plenty of movies out there where the actors were way better than the cinematography, and there's plenty of movies out there where the cinematography were better than the actors.
Yeah.
It's the good movies that balance that.
Yeah, true.
You know, but speaking of doing acting on screen, you recently were in a feature film.
Yes.
So this feature film was Public Eye.
Yeah.
Was this in 2020, 2021?
It was 2021, and it was like, we were very lucky filming wise. It was literally in that gap between the lockdowns, so we got it done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 2021.
How long? Yeah. Okay. So 2021. So, yeah. Wade's got it up on screen now. Here we go. Yeah. Oh no, that's Robin Creary? Do I know that guy? I think I know that guy. Yeah. So what's this film about?
It's about
I think I know what it's about.
NSFW content that gets leaked online. So this guy films himself, it gets leaked.
That's right.
It circulates through the community, and then you just see all hell unfold from there. Well, not all hell, but so much happens from there.
It seems like a calamity of errors that have gone on after this one major event where he's filmed himself and he's online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was your role in the movie?
My role was Francine Tucker.
Francine Tucker, I like that name.
Yeah, and she's a children's entertainer with a dark secret.
Oh.
So, yeah, there I am.
Oh, there you are. Oh, I love the hair.
Yeah.
It's fantastic hair.
I look super young in this. It's crazy.
Wow, I don't recall that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we ran. I think this was the promo we ran at Made in the West. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah. So we had 2 feature films promo at Made in the West. This is one of them. Yeah. Oh, now it's hard to think of what the other one was now. I feel so bad. I should look that up later. Yeah.
By the same director?
No.
Oh, okay.
Different director. Sorry. Actually, no, now I know what it is. Yeah, it was Out West, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Out West. Actor and director, what's his name?
Davo Hardy.
Davo Hardy. Big shout out, Davo.
Yes, he's a legend.
Yeah. Fun to work with?
Absolutely, yeah. He's so cool. He's like a close friend of mine too. So yeah, we get along really well. He's awesome to work with, and literally the coolest friend ever. It's his birthday soon, so
Happy birthday!
Celebrating him very soon as well. Yeah, he's awesome. He can do everything, like acting, directing, everything. Like
yeah, I saw it. He has a really cool tattoo that I saw.
I know, I love.
It's
that
the film wrap tattoo around his arm. Yeah, I remember because I can't remember if it was a promo or he was in. There it is, there actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I saw it. I'm like, what is that? And then I think I saw it in one of the promo. Yeah, it's in the promo. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, actually, it's in the picture.
In the picture. You got that there, Wade?
Yeah.
There you go. You can see that? There we go. It's probably out of focus.
It's the coolest tattoo.
Yeah.
I've been one of those like many people that says to him like, oh, you should get every movie that you've ever done, put like the posters in like each slot.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm not the first person to say that. Yeah, that's just me though. I'm like, because I'm planning to do that soon with like a frame at home. I'm thinking like, because I never put anything up that represents me. I'm pretty chill, but like I thought, just to be fun and crafty, I've got one of the first 3 existing Public Eye posters. Like what I want to do soon is put that up, and then next to it I have like a film slide frame, and I just want to put all the posters of stuff I've been in next to it, just little shrine,
Yeah, nothing wrong with a shrine. Actually, there's one shrine that I've got in my mind that I really want to do.
Yeah.
And I want to do it in my guest bathroom. And I want to get all the wackiest photos of me and my wife.
Yeah.
And put them, places where we travelled, but also like crazy stuff that we've done.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Being on stage and like being at Made in the West, all these sort of cool things that we've done. I'd like to do that. So when someone's like come over and they're a guest and they're sitting on your toilet, they go, okay, there's a story here. This is fun.
Yes.
I want to make that an enjoyable experience for a guest bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good place to put a shrine.
Yeah, I find that's what people do. They sit there, they kind of look around. For me, growing up as a kid, it was the Marilyn Monroe calendar of her nude. So every time I went to the bathroom, I'm just like,
okay.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, wow. No, I used to, at the moment, I've got a whole bunch of astronomy magazines.
Nice.
And
Yes.
when I was younger, it used to be People magazine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I used to do that just to be offensive, really.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just to annoy people. Like, 50% of people would go, I don't care. But the other 50% of people are like, why is this in here for?
Yeah.
Like, that's why.
Yes, true.
For that reaction.
Yes, magazines. Gosh, I mean,
Yeah, what happened to
people do that
magazines?
anymore? Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, I did a magazine 2 years ago.
Oh, cool.
Because no one does magazines anymore. That's why I did it.
Oh, I mean, I literally meant in the bathroom. I find nobody does that anymore these days. People just.
No,
sit
that's it.
there like-
Everyone's on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it killed the magazine, right?
That was always, I
Yeah.
find, it's weird to say, probably a point of excitement when you go to the bathroom for a long time. He's like, oh, I get to read a magazine, but.
Yeah, flip through it. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I've got a whole bunch of like, I used to be, what do you call it? Subscription to a magazine.
Yes.
And then I just started seeing everything that I wanted to read online about astronomy. So, like, I don't need the magazine anymore.
Yeah, they used to post them to your house. I never did that as a kid, despite all the magazines I read growing up. Yeah, I never did the subscription thing, but it always made me think, oh.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I used to get the cheat codes for computer games. I used to get those magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah, get all the cheat codes. But you don't. Again, you just look at that on the internet now. You don't need a magazine. So print is dead, man. Print is gone. Print's an archive. That's why. Yeah. Well, that's why I did a magazine for that reason, because I did it as a collectible.
Yeah.
So I made we made a Made in the West magazine. So it's
That's
got all
cool.
the last 10 years of history is in it.
Nice.
So people that are, keystone people that have been a part of it, their pictures in there, and
It's been 10 years, hasn't it?
yeah, it's our 11th year.
Yes.
We started our first meeting yesterday. So, well, what you do is with Made in the West, we had to. This is the first time it's been in sleep mode for 2 years.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so essentially, when you want to run a festival and you've got a small team, you don't want to be working on it all year,
Yeah.
right? You just want to work on it 6 months of the year and do other projects in the other 6 months, right?
Yeah.
But when you move venue, it's a year's work.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so you lose the sleep time for Made in the West. So we've moved venue 3 times, so there's 3 years that we didn't
Okay.
get 6 months off.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, I see.
But then COVID happened. Then we had to model if we had a lockdown the day of. 'Cause,
Yeah.
lockdown, it could be a snap lockdown, right?
Yeah.
So you put all your eggs in one basket and you go, someone's got COVID in Liverpool. It's not happening.
Yeah, it's never certain, is it, either? It's like,
Totally uncertain. So we built the digital festival. So we built the digital arm of it, right?
yeah.
Well, it took 6 months to build. We had to build that.
Yeah.
So we had to build another festival while running a festival.
yeah.
And then we skipped through. We got through when we did the 2020.
Yeah.
We did a dual cinema setup. So we had a marathon in one cinema and the gala event in the other.
Yeah.
And we showed 28 films that year
Yeah.
with an audience of 300 people during COVID.
Wow, that's great.
All legally, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were in separate cinemas, and we staggered them so we would send one group to the bar,
Yeah.
then they would go back to the cinema, and then we'd send the other group to the bar after we cleaned it. So we COVID cleaned in between. We COVID cleaned during the event so that we could run 2 cinemas at the same time, so we wouldn't lose any of our audience and show more content.
I wondered if that's the one that I went to.
Yeah, possibly.
It would have been. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it
2020.
was. Yeah, 2020. I think.
I remember being confused, going, "Why are there 2 cinemas? What's going on in there?" You're always like, "What's going on in the other room?"
Yeah, well, that was the other part of it, because then you create exclusivity, right? Because then you create, because that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You create exclusivity, and you do it. Like I remember, years ago, we used to have a VIP section. We still have a VIP section for Made in the West now, but it's more, it's different now.
Yeah.
It's a different VIP section. VIP before, I would set it up so I'd make it easy to sneak in.
Yeah.
All right.
That's cool.
And people go, "Why do you make it easy for people to sneak in?" Because I go, "I want people to sneak in. I want them to."
Yeah.
So then they think they've gotten away with something.
Yeah.
And
it's
then they're
fun.
going to go talk about it. They're going to go,
Yeah.
"I snuck in a VIP at Made in the West." Go tell that story, man.
Yeah.
In fact, go tell it online. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and they'll probably bring their friends and it's like, "Oh, sneak
Yeah,
in."
sneak
I
in
did
there.
it last year.
I did it last year to sneak across. And I'd have, like, junior people would come up to you. "People are sneaking into VIP." I go, "Yeah, which ones are they?" "Oh, yeah, good. Leave them in there." Because you go, "Oh, depends who is sneaking in there." You got to have some decorum about it.
Yeah.
But essentially, yeah, I'd love, you create exclusivity.
Yeah.
And that's how you get people to enter the festival, right? Because then they go, "Hey, I can make a movie."
Yeah.
True.
True.
The big part about it now is, like, I started it out of rebellion, right? Because, like, I was sticking up for Western Sydney because we went to some other film festivals around the city. We put our film in and we didn't get a look in. And we were like, hold on. Our film was pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Like, not blowing our own horns. Our film was really good. And we going, fuck it, we'll throw our own festival. And that's how it started.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just started off that. It started on a couple of milk crates in a dilapidated cinema in Parramatta.
Yeah.
And that was 11 years ago. And it started out of rebellion, but it's all changed now. It's all changed. Like it's become its own thing. It's a beast unto itself.
Yeah.
Which I'm really, really stoked with. Like, I've learnt so many lessons from it. But it's all from playing in bands, man.
Yeah.
That's why I started making the way. That's why I recommend to anyone, go and be in a band and go and be a musician, go be an actor in short films and go do those things.
Yeah.
Because it teaches you so much.
Yeah, and when you're in one, you learn how much work goes into it too.
So much work.
You watch a band, you're like, oh, it's so good, must be so fun. Rehearsing, there's more than rehearsing. There's so much behind the scenes, and it's crazy. It's all your time.
It's all your time. Yeah, you got to be good at time management because you got to go to work too. You got to earn a living, right? So you got to yeah. Being in a band, you learn that you have to be a promoter.
Yes.
You learn you have to be a lawyer. You have to be an accountant. You have to be a real estate manager.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just to run your band. You
Yeah.
have to be, you have to be either a leader or a follower, or sometimes a leader, sometimes a follower.
Yeah, true.
You got to be someone that is dedicated to practicing an instrument.
Yeah.
You got to be someone that has time management that can show up to practice. And then
Yeah.
you're a musician.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much you learn. Like I learned how to talk to venues, so I was
Yeah.
always organising shows, right? So. And when I was, because you look at the metal scene, and Sydney, the metal scene will go up and down.
Yes.
Venues will appear, venues will disappear. Few staying bands, and then bands will peel away, and then new bands will form.
Yeah.
That's essentially the ebb and flow of heavy metal scene, right?
That's
Probably
so
same
true.
for the R&B scene as well.
Oh yeah, it changes all the time. I find
Changes.
metals, yeah, metals. Metal gigs.
I like see metal gigs.
Metals.
I've also watched too much Metalocalypse. What was I talking about? The ebb and flow of metal shows, right?
Yeah.
And I was making short films, and I realised that there's this massive gap in Western Sydney. There's nowhere to see or show your short films, really. Like don't get me wrong, there are film festivals,
Yeah.
but they're usually based off like a country, like the Italian Film Festival.
Yeah, it's
Or-
always a theme.
It's always this theme. And then that's good. That works. Like, if you want to be in the Italian Film Festival, go be in the Italian Film Festival, of course. But there was no real, like, anything goes space. Like, I think the closest that I would see would be the Underground Sydney Film Festival.
Yes, I want to go to that one
You
at
know,
some point.
Yeah, but they're all, mainly that's horror. It's all horror,
Oh,
right?
is it? Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
horror-based. And, well, that's the thing, like, between metal and horror, I see a lot of similarities. Like, it's all Halloween, right? It's all about middle finger to the establishment, but it's all about being playful and being fun, right?
Yeah, when you said underground, I literally thought you meant like themes that would be played, like not themes, movies that would be played at like midnight, for instance. Like it's an underground festival, so it's only for a certain audience. But that makes sense if it's horror, man.
Yeah, no, it's mainly horror. So mainly genre-based films, right? So you either got the genre films or you got, country-based films.
Yeah.
And they all have their place, but there wasn't no real generic festival. Like, but Main the West, man, you can enter any film you like. Like, it can be anything you want.
Yeah, it's
Just
good to have a variety.
Yeah, man, you can do genre films, you can do documentaries, you can do music videos.
Yeah.
We've got categories for everything now, man. We did our first music video award for Glass last year, so we got 3 Glass awards normally, right?
Nice.
Best in the West, student choice award, best student film, audience choice award. Now we have the best music video. So I think we got like 10 entries for music videos last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the thing is, again, though, it comes back to when I was in the metal scene, man. Like, I saw that there was a deficiency in the film scene in Western Sydney. So I go, I'll just make one. I'll just make it.
Yeah.
If there's no one else going to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, do it yourself. It's always better that way.
Yeah, it's always better that way. And then I'll go, well, how are we going to do it? And then we decided to make the festival that we wanted to go to.
Yep.
I want to walk down the red carpet. I want someone to photograph me. I want an interview.
Yeah.
And I want to see my mates. And I want to have some beers. And I want to watch on a big screen. That's what I want. Yeah, as a filmmaker, that's what you want.
Yes. And from my experience going there, it was fantastic. Yeah, there was like everything there. And even on screen, a variety of all these different things. There was a music video, a short film. I was like, oh, there's a bit of everything.
Curated content.
Yeah.
It's a journey. All right. So that's all deliberate, right? It's all very deliberate.
Yeah.
And then getting the music award was really important to me because that's something that me and my team have been aiming to do for at least 5 years.
Yeah.
But you got to wait for the right time. You got to wait for the right amount of content. And so now I'm managing to run the film industry in Western Sydney into the Western Sydney music industry.
Yeah.
Because then you get musicians and directors in the same room at the same event.
Yeah.
And, all of a sudden more music videos are being made. All of a sudden there's more music being made for film.
Yeah.
And they can share rights, and then that means they can grow together, right? So that's my new endeavor. That's my new sort of new thing that we're doing. There's a few new things we're doing. I can't talk about too much of it at the moment.
Yeah.
But they're the things I like lighting up in people.
Yeah.
And just lighting there's the government, like local what do you call it? Local government areas, right?
Yeah.
What they want to do is activate spaces. And what organisations like us want to do, we want to activate people.
Yeah.
We want to turn people on. We want to get them working.
Yeah.
And want them collaborating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, doing work together. So back to your film actually. Let me do a callback, right? Let's call back. So how long did it take to shoot Public Eye?
Oh, I hope I don't get this wrong. I reckon it was about 6 weeks straight. I'm guessing 6 to 9 weeks straight because like all I remember is my specific filming days, and there was a certain amount. But I think altogether it was about that time.
6 weeks.
Pretty sure, yeah. But I remember Davo
slog.
saying it was non-stop every day. Like
Yeah, I bet. Well, that's the production. So you got the pre-production, that's the production, then you got the post-production.
Yes.
Yeah, so a lot of work.
Yeah.
So much work.
And the film was actually ready like before its release date, so we could have put it out earlier, but then there was another like lockdown thing, and so it was like, and then it was January this year they finally screened it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that was awesome. I went to all 4 screenings because
well, of course you would. Of course you would. It showed at was it Palace? Showed at Palace Cinemas.
The Palace Chevelle, yeah.
Yeah, the Palace Chevelle, man. That's a nice cinema.
Yeah.
Totally. But that's what you want, man. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much work and so much collaboration to get there. I think that's the key as well, is the collaboration. Like, even from like, I suppose like when I've gone to a stage and musicals, right? Well, I've been mates, right? Especially when I was younger and in Campbelltown.
Yeah.
You had the Campbelltown School of Arts, and then you had the local theatre, right?
Yes.
I used to hang out with all those nerds, right? And they were really cool. Because what were some of the productions that you've done when you were younger, like on stage?
Oh, like specific musicals?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm thinking more like 2015 onwards. As a kid, gosh. They were more pantomimes, like Wind in the Willows.
Wind in the Willows, I think I know that one.
Yeah, that one. And A Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was only a small part in that, but it was fun. I got to do a really Cockney accent and be like,
polish your boots, governor.
Yes. Oh, no, it was terrible. It was a scene where somebody had, like, I think it was like a dream sequence because it was like, one of Stooges' members. But it was like somebody had just died and my character and a few others were just taking all the stuff going, I think we could sell this for this and whatever. Oh, my God, it's so morbid.
That's mad. Yeah. What about some 2015 onwards? Like, what are some of the other performances you've done?
Guys and Dolls, Cinderella, The Wizard of Oz. That was my favourite to this
Wizard
day.
of Oz?
Yeah.
Who are you in Wizard of Oz?
Who do you think? Have a guess.
Were you Dorothy?
No, I wasn't. The Wicked Witch of the West.
You're the Wicked Witch of the West, of course.
Yeah.
I should have guessed that.
The best role in musical theatre that I've ever played. I had the best time. And the funny part was like around school, anywhere. Like, I mean, I've always been a quiet person, but like, they would never hear me speak ever.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like I'm this quiet person, but I act and preferably love to do really crazy roles. So when people went to see this and they didn't only hear me speak, but they heard me like scream and put on the voice, which is I think the main reason I got the role was because I was the only one that could do her voice.
Yeah.
And people were terrified. There were kids with their mothers. They were walking out.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. There was this part when I had to go off the stage.
Love scaring people like that.
Oh, it's the best. But then, you're doing your job, I mean,
totally.
I'm like, sorry, kids, but, I'm just doing my thing. But I did this thing where I had to go behind the curtain and then come out through the aisle. And you know that meme where everyone's just like, damn. Yeah. This is what it was like. I jumped out going, and I kid you not, my entire music class just went, like they all at the same time in unison. It was like, wow.
Yeah, that's mad. I love that sort of thing. I love scaring people like that,
Yeah.
I love that surprise element. Like, there's been a few moments in my life where I've done heavy metal on stage and I've had someone there that hasn't heard me sing before.
Yeah.
And they have this like, holy fuck look on their face. I'm like, yeah man. Yeah, I'm loud. I'm fucking loud.
Well, that's the thing when you were talking about karaoke before, like whenever I do karaoke, like it's a fun thing you do usually with friends and stuff, but I love to take it seriously, as in I love to be a rock star for a night, I go full out and they're like, oh, you can sing really well. I'm like, I'm just having fun. And then with heavy metal, I find I love to surprise people because I'm just like, hi. and then I get on like, "Ah!" And they're just like,
Yeah.
what the heck is that?
No, I definitely switch into my stage presence doing karaoke. So I'll take my hair out, headbang,
Yes.
bit of air guitar, you know.
Full out.
Yeah, full out, and entice the crowd. Like there was a couple of months ago, I did "Killing in the Name of."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was just pointing at people and shouting, like, you know, I'd shout at people at the back of the pub, you know, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, right?
Yeah.
Just fucking going off. And eventually had the whole pub going, and it's just a mad feeling.
Yes.
It's a mad feeling to do at a karaoke night.
Yeah.
In humble little Penrith, man. But I don't know, like there's some places that I don't know, like there's some pubs that I guess you just couldn't do that at. There's certain pubs around the place that you can, and I'm very surprised. I'm very lucky to know one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that when I go somewhere, like depending on the energy, the vibe, like that's when I'll choose what I'm doing. Like, yes, there's that rebellious part of me going, oh, don't give a fuck what anyone thinks, just go for it, you know. But then I think, oh, I'd rather not do it than do it, and everyone's just like really uncomfortable and just really like, this is not.
Yeah, I've done a few of those.
Yeah.
I did one up at I did one because I do a lot of karaoke around town, right? I have done so for a long time, and when I was up, I think it was Springwood. I was up at Springwood. And I did Backstreet's Back Alright.
Yeah.
Right? I did a metal version of it, though.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I love that song, so.
Yeah. Backstreet's Back Alright! You know, it's just, they weren't impressed.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Not at all. They fucking hated it. I fucking loved it. I thought it was fantastic for anyone who was there. But, you know, I don't think they were really receptive to that, no.
It's funny to look back on, I guess. You know, you go, oh, never forget when I shocked that lot, you know.
Yeah, no, everyone was very standoffish, and I just continued on.
Yeah.
I just kept going, yeah. Well, I think, like, you know, well, this is a gig, actually, a gig story I've got. I played at, in Penrith, actually, at the Kingswood Tavern, right?
Yeah.
That was before it was renovated. Like, this place was pretty rough. Like, I remember going in there playing a pokie machine, right? And there was a hole in the roof, and it was raining on the pokie machine.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this place was rough, man.
Yeah.
Fucking rough joint.
Nice.
I was going to uni at the time, actually, and I'd go, because I was a mature age student, non-school leaver.
Yeah.
And I'd go with because I was hanging out with these 20-year-olds, right? And I'm this, 30-year-old hanging out with these 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they go, where do you drink, Ross? I go, I go to the Kingswood Tavern. They all like, you go in there? Don't you get stabbed and shit? People get stabbed in there. And they go, yeah, but you just got to know. You just be cool. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
And, so I was talking to the bar manager there, and he had a few patrons there he didn't like. And I was telling him, like, oh, man, I'm just trying to, I just need to get my band to do their first gig so I can put us on our resume that we've played at a hotel so I can get a gig at this other pub.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need. Just let me play here. And he goes, man, I'll totally let you play. What do you do? And I go, it's heavy metal, man. He goes, oh, great. I want to get rid of some people. And anyway, so we went there and it was really obnoxious, right? So we did this set. We brought our own gear. And we totally, this was like full thrash metal, right?
Yeah.
So we go there, and they're expecting like a rockabilly band.
Oh,
because that's how he sold us, right?
Yeah.
So he sold us as a rockabilly band, and we rock up, start doing the most, psychologically distressing fucking metal that in the region.
Yeah.
And we were lucky to get out of there without a hospital bill. Like, it was that was a dangerous gig, man.
Oh, that just made me laugh because I grew up in the rockabilly scene. I'm thinking, nope, completely different.
Yeah, no, very different. There was people there, like, even dressed, like, ready for rockabilly.
Yeah.
And my band's like, we're going to do this, man. I'm like, yeah, we're going to do it.
Knocked the socks off of him.
Yeah, man, we did. Oh, actually, all the women hated us. All the women booed us, and they were like, fuck you, and they were fucking throwing things on us on stage, right?
Yeah.
But all the dudes came up to us later and go, man, that was a really good show. We actually really like your stuff, man. Thank you. So it was really weird.
Never seen that. Never seen people throw stuff on stage. Like, I've seen it in movies, but not in real life. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've been hit a few times on stage. The best thing you can do for someone on stage is bring them a beer. That's generally, if someone brought me a beer while I was on stage, that always made me happy.
I've seen that happen. That's good.
That's always the best.
Yeah. I find I love when, like, if I've performed on stage with a group or something, and because I do metal, a lot of people don't do that, and I've, like, kind of collaborated them. I'm adding that into their set for the night. Like, I love that, people are there, they're listening to rock, whatever genre it is, and then I come in and do a bit, and I'm screaming my head off, and then there's just these few guys in the corner going, yes! Like, they're like, that's what I like. Good thing to add to the set. Like,
yeah, great.
So it's good to see those three people just vibe, and I'm like, yep, there's something for everyone, guys. Like,
yeah, so you've done guest spots in bands?
Yes.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that a few times. I love doing that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've been in a band and I've done guest spots. I remember I did a collaboration with a band called Fluffy Bunnies, and that's actually when I recorded my first ever metal song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's still out there. I remember a while back we were talking about, like, redoing it, I reckon, because it was funny when we recorded that. Like, I went just to do a rehearsal.
Yeah.
And after 6 run-throughs and a cigarette, they're like, oh, we should just record this.
Yeah.
And I remember that was like in the
always record it.
Yeah, and that was
you should
like
always record it.
Yeah, and that was like the early stages of, like, metal and stuff for me. So after 6 run-throughs and a cigarette, I was just like, my voice was really dry, but we managed to do it.
Yeah. A little bit of grit. Like, I know this sounds terrible, and like the best advice I give to anyone that wants to be a guttural vocalist, right?
Yeah.
1, go do the Zen of Screaming. Have you done the Zen of Screaming?
No.
Okay, so there's a speech therapist out there who would go up to people like Randy Blythe, right?
Yeah.
And they would go, man, my voice is not doing what it used to when I was younger.
Yeah.
And they go to a speech therapist. So she became a metal speech therapist, and she taught guttural vocalists how to better use their diaphragm and better use their voice.
That's
and
good.
lower energy export for a higher energy output.
That'd
Right?
be good, yeah.
Output. So yeah, the Zen of Screaming will teach you like there's one exercise. There's all these exercises you do to be a guttural vocalist.
Yeah.
I'll totally set you up with this. You'll love it.
Yeah, that would really help.
Yeah, Zen of Screaming, man. Yeah, the Zen of Screaming. So one thing is, like, you take your stomach and you push your hand into your stomach.
Yeah.
And push it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And that will strengthen your
Okay.
guttural vocal, right?
That's good.
And then you start doing it with your voice.
Okay.
Like, wow!
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
And there's the open and close. So there's the face where you got to open your face wide, close it shut, right?
Yeah.
And then she's got all these vocal routines that you do.
Yeah.
And she describes it in a really, really cool way. Like, the best thing that I got out of the Zen of Screaming
Yeah.
was when I was always pushing my voice.
Yeah.
Right? When you start out, you tend to push your voice. Like, it's like shouting, but you're trying to bend a note, right? So you tend to push on it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're trying to get volume, and you're pushing it out.
Trying to be the craziest you can be, but
craziest
it's a process.
you can be.
Yeah.
Right? Think about it this way. Throw it. Throw it over there!
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you learn to throw it, you realise you've got more sustain.
Yeah.
And you've got more range. And you can hold screams for longer.
Yeah.
She goes through exercises to make your lungs better. So, like, because when you're doing long, sustained screams, right, you get headaches, man, when you do a lot of practice. Like, I do 4 hours to do an hour show, or half-hour show.
Yeah.
4 hours practice to do a half-hour show, 45-minute show.
Yeah.
Yeah. To get to that level, I totally recommend the Zen of Screaming, man. Change your life. Change your life.
I've always wanted to practice more of that. Like, I've learned from so many different people with metal and everything, and I've learned some warm-ups here and there that have really helped, but it's always good to know more. And, I'm not perfect, so there's some stuff like what you just mentioned. I'm like, oh, yeah, that could help with this, this, and this. It's like,
warm up, and they say don't talk the day of the gig. Don't talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Just don't talk. Don't use your voice at all the day of the gig.
Oh, yeah.
It's really hard.
Okay, yeah, I haven't heard that one. All I remember, like, advice before singing-wise was back when I did musical theatre and opera. I remember one person I worked with, she gave me a list of things not to have before singing, but most of those things I ate, so it just turned out like I wouldn't be, like, eating much until I get home and have 3 meals worth in one go. I'd have a feast.
Oh, man, look, well, the second biggest advice for a guttural vocalist, I must say, is beer and cigarettes.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You will find grit through there, and the beer will dull the pain. But if you're feeling pain after a session, like after an hour session, you're not doing it right.
Okay.
You shouldn't be getting headaches.
Yeah, I haven't had headaches before, which is good, but yeah.
Yeah, but if you do a long practice,
Yeah.
you'll start getting headaches.
Yeah.
Right? You will start because you're not getting enough oxygen.
Yeah.
And you're screaming your lungs off, right?
Yeah.
Because the strange thing is, like, I can do a whole show and lose my screaming voice, but still have my speaking voice.
Yeah, that's funny. Like when I'm practicing, I practice both screaming and singing because I do both. I remember like just figuring it out like bit by bit. I went, hold on, like when I sing first, it's like, you know, after warm-ups and so forth, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm okay. Then I scream and that's good. But I find when I scream first and then sing, it's so much better. I reckon because I'm getting everything off.
Yeah.
So that's what I do from now on.
Yeah,
like when I start
transitions, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, going to clean. Love transitions into clean. Because
Yeah.
man. Some of the best stuff that I've ever written is in those transitions. But the more you, because it's like a muscle as well. The more you do guttural singing,
Yeah.
the better you will get at it. And if you stop for a while and go back, you'll be weaker.
Yeah.
Right? You lose it.
Yeah.
You have to keep up on it.
Yeah.
That's why always drawn to doing karaoke in the off season. Always singing.
Yeah. Everything
Always be
helps.
singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've got karaoke set up upstairs. I used to have we used to have the Dank studio, so I hired out a Kennard's storage box.
Yes.
We soundproofed it.
Yeah.
And put up the drums, the amps, everything in there, and then spray painted it like the Ninja Turtles lair. We had that for 10 years, man. Like industrial estate, no one can show up and no one can tell you what to do because you can make all the noise you like.
Yeah.
Got the keys to get in there until 3 a.m, whatever.
Is that the same now? Would they do that now?
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
Yeah, you
that's
just
really cool.
you just ask and you go, man, can you put me near a PowerPoint? That's all you ask. And I think for $200 of wood, we got the carpet for nothing. We got the carpet in council pickup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just stapled the carpet to wooden frames. Braced them across the whole box. Didn't even do the roof.
Yeah.
I put these lights.
Yeah.
They used to line the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so now I've put them in here, and I've even got the rug. I've still got the same jam rug. It's not made of jam. It's a rug I've got a jam on.
Yeah.
Jam on.
Nice.
Yeah. I've still got that rug. I've had that rug for 20 years. That's the
Wow.
first rug that I remember. That was the first practice that I ever went to was on that rug.
Yeah.
Yeah, still got it. Yeah,
Wow.
it's full of beer lids.
Yeah, and then you just
and-
found that like council cleanup.
Yeah,
as
I've
well.
gurneyed it. Look, I had this debate with someone the other day. Do you know what a gurney is?
No.
Okay. What about a karcher? No. A high pressure cleaner.
Heard of it.
Okay. Well, it's like a hose that sprays out water at high pressure.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
there's two brands of those, and they're called gurney and karcher.
Yeah.
Some people go, I'm going to karcher my driveway. And people go, what the fuck are you talking about? You mean high pressure hosing?
Yeah,
You go,
I've learned
"Yeah."
something new today then.
And the other brand is gurney. Because
Yeah.
someone said, I need to gurney this. I'm like, oh, no, we need to high pressure hose it, actually. I'm like, they're the same thing.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
had to happen. Like, it's amazing what you find on the side of the road. Like, I found a rug and,
Mm.
like, certain family members was just like, what are you doing? I'm like,
Oh, tidy up. You'll clean up, mate.
yeah, no, I love finding stuff on the side of the road. Like, when I got it, yeah, like, my mum high pressure cleaned it, like, with
Yeah.
the hose, did, like, a whole routine.
Was it a gurney or a karcher? We don't know.
Oh, hose, I think. I can't remember
Hose.
everything, but
Yeah.
But it was great because it was like, it was a Union Jack rug, and I'd always wanted one of those. I couldn't turn
Union
it
Jack
down.
rug.
Yeah, I couldn't turn it down.
Oh man, like, well, I've got the flag up behind you, right? Like the
Yes.
yeah. And the reason I got the flag up is because of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he has the Union Jack up, and I go, well, I won't put up the Union Jack. I'll put up the Australian flag. Yeah. But so I've kind of got the Union Jack behind you. Kind of got it.
True.
It's kind of there. Oh, yeah. Oh, you can't see it because we don't have that monitor up.
I've watched the Pagey train, so I know what.
You're one of the viewers. Hopefully, where do you watch the Pagey train? Do you watch it on Spotify or do you watch it on YouTube?
YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
I'm not very good with Spotify. I'm an old soul. I don't know how to use these things. You know?
Okay. Well, I've got video on Spotify now.
Oh, God. I didn't know that was a thing, a video on Spotify. I thought it was just audio.
No.
See, I don't know about it.
Yeah, it does. I do video on Spotify now. Like, my Spotify audience is going fucking bananas, man.
Oh, good. No,
Yeah.
I'm subscribed on YouTube, so every time there's one, it pops up. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of new subscribers too.
Yeah.
My subscription growth is exponential as well. I think I'm growing at 1,000% at the moment, whatever that
Good.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I try to look at the analytics trying to figure it out, but I never can. I can never figure it out. I don't understand. Like, I understand it mathematically, understand it, but I don't understand. I understand it, like, why people would look at it.
Yeah.
And you try and track things and try and understand content and make better content.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't all make sense, man. Just like you can't predict the clip.
Never really looked at that stuff. Never. Again, I don't really know much about analytics.
You are an old soul. You blew me away. Like, I don't do Spotify. I'm like, wow, you're not 22, 21.
Yeah.
21, don't do Spotify. Outrageous.
But that's such a common thing with me. Like,
you're not an emo, but you're a goth.
Yeah.
You know?
Both. But that's such a common thing I find. People are like, if they need help with something techie or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't care, right? But it's just funny. It's so common. People are like, oh, but you should know about this. And I'm like, yes, but I know how to use my own stuff. I don't know how to use that or that. Like when somebody at the bus stop said, oh, can you help me with my phone? Lucky I bought the same one recently because otherwise I wouldn't have known how to use it. Because when I had to get a new phone, I was like, there's no home button. How am I going to use this? I've learnt it now, but yeah, it's so funny. Gosh.
Wow. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Like
for
my 21st birthday, I find a lot of people want, a lot of big stuff like designer and stuff like that. And when people ask me, what do you want for your 21st? I said, I want a VHS player.
Oh, wow.
I have that many videos. I want to watch them, man. It's like,
oh, wow, man. I was the VHS king, man.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. I recorded everything off TV, but I was so good at recording off TV.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'd delete the ads.
I would have loved to learn how to do that.
I deleted the ads, man. Do you know how hard it is to delete ads on VHS? It's super hard.
You'd have to be pretty techie, yeah.
You got to be. It's all about. It's an art form in itself. You've got to be timing. Okay, it's about the commercial's about to finish and record.
Yeah.
Okay, it's about to go off commercial and stop record.
I remember that in the 2000s, like with the TV we had. Like, the first TV I remember, it was a box TV. After that, it was like, I don't know, I can't remember. It was slightly bigger. But I remember my family members, like, recording stuff off the news or whatever, like, with that. And there used to be, oh, my God, memories. Like, there used to be all the stuff that you taped. I just remembered then, literally, I was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
no one does that anymore.
I think that's called, like, is that it's got a name for that as well.
Tape it. They say tape it.
Yeah, tape it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you tape that last night?
Yeah, well, you got the box. The Foxtel box will record a whole bunch of shows that you can pre-program. That was pretty nifty when that came out. Yeah. Because before Foxtel, it was called Galaxy. Yeah. So Galaxy Cable satellite TV, which was weird because it was not a cable. Yeah. It was a satellite. Yeah. So really, it's satellite TV that they called cable for some reason. Yeah. But you had Galaxy TV. That was like the shit in the late 90s. Like different music video channels, and like you were pretty cool if you got it. Yeah. Oh man, actually, speaking of which, like, okay. I've got to confess, like, there was time that I stole cable. I stole cable in Queensland. Yeah. And well, when I moved into this house, the cable box was still there. Right, and I just plugged it in, and it worked, and it gave me all the channels.
That's awesome.
And there was no bill. Right.
Yeah.
So they didn't deactivate it.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm like, I just plugged it in, and then one day I had someone staying over my house, and the cable wasn't working, and all you had to do was just reset the box, and it would come back on. Right. Yeah. So the signal would drop out, and then they rang up the cable company saying that the cable wasn't working, and then they said, you don't have an account. And then they blocked my signal, and I lost my cable. Oh, no. I got it for 2 years, man. I had it for free. 2 years.
Gosh. I never knew the difference between normal TV and cable until, like, a couple months ago.
Well, it's kind of like free to air now and Netflix. Like, Netflix is the new cable, I guess. Yeah, that's true. What it is. It's the subscription based. But on cable, they would say, you don't get to watch ads. Like, we remove the ads.
Yeah, that's always good. Like,
yeah, but then they put the ads back. So you got cable and the ads. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? I bought this because it had no ads. Now it's got ads.
That's like YouTube. I'm so tempted.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What?
Get the trial and, like, sign up to YouTube.
Oh no, it's like the whole you can pay to get rid of ads. And
that's what I'm talking about. You're gonna subscribe to YouTube. Don't do it.
I don't want to. It's just
I want to do it.
I find, like, nowadays, even like a 38-second video, there's like 3 ads in between everything. It's like I can't even watch a video.
Well, I'm an ad snob on YouTube. I'm totally an ad snob. If an ad starts playing, I go, the content's not worth it. Next video. Yeah. Yeah. So the ad will piss me off. The ad will actually move me on from the content. Yeah. Yeah, but same with Facebook. Facebook content is like that.
Yeah. I appreciate the work that goes into them, but yeah, if I see.
I don't. I'm so selfish. I want the best content that I can get, and I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, fair enough. If I see an actor friend of mine in an ad, I let that play through because I'm like, hey, you
Oh, yeah, that's true. I see a lot of you guys in ads all the time. I actually thought I saw you in an ad the other day, actually.
Yeah, which one?
I can't remember. I remember going, oh, that's her. And I saw her in an ad.
I do so many things I lose track. So like I always get people, can you describe what it was? And then I go, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I had I had an actor on last year. A big shout out to Amelia, actually, and because I used to work in TV a lot.
Yeah.
One of the actually, big shout out to Wade. Wade's back on the show. Welcome back to the show, Wade.
Thank you.
Got me switching back. He's now doing TV switching. Well, not TV switching, but content.
Putting ads to air.
Yeah, putting ads to air, man.
Yeah.
He's doing what I used to do, right? Years and years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And you get to watch a lot of TV. Like I'd watch 200 channels at the same time.
Really? Wow. Didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, like imagine NASA, right?
Yeah.
You know how they've got the control room for the rockets.
Yeah, I see.
You know, they're going to the moon and they've got all the control room and there's all these people in these different booths.
Yeah.
There's a place like that exists for TV. And they broadcast all of the channels all to the regional areas across the country, right?
Goodness, wow.
Used to work there. Used to work at a TV station and monitor the content that was going out on air. Because you can't it's not just like playing a clip and putting it on the telly.
Yeah.
You have to have, because it's worth money, right? You have to have someone there actually at the point of its delivery, making sure that it's working.
Yeah.
But then you have what you call markets, right? So you walk across all these different markets. So for Channel 10, I think there's about 250 channels across Australia for Channel 10.
Yeah.
Because you got like, Brisbane. Well, not the CBDs. Take the CBDs out of it because they just broadcast out of the station.
10 Peach.
Well, no. Well, that's channel, right? That's a different channel.
Oh, that's a different one. Okay.
Well, no. Well, that's 200 of them as well.
Oh.
There's 200 Peaches, and then there's 200 11s, and there's 200 Channel 10s, and there's 200 Channel 7s.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you've got, Geelong.
Yeah.
And then you've got, Ipswich.
That makes sense, yeah.
So they have localised content.
Every area.
Yeah, because all the ads are different, right?
Yes.
They've got to play localised ads. So
yeah.
they're markets. That's what they call them, markets, right?
Yes.
So I used to watch like ads across 200 channels at the same time. Wow. So I see you guys all the time.
Yeah.
I go, there's Amelia. She's selling cyclonic mops, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to see. And there's the other one, Franco. Big shout out to Franco. He's always in the drink driving ads.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, gets pulled over by the cops, but he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's the one who's like, I got caught driving.
Yeah.
He's that guy in that one.
Big
shout out.
Yeah, no, the only time ads like really frustrate me a bit, like I just go, it's fine. It's if I have like meditation music on or metal music, like both of those vibes, like, right in the middle of it. And now at Priceline Pharmacy, it's like, oh.
There was Priceline. Was that the one you did?
No.
Priceline? Oh,
No,
something
no.
like that. It was a chemist one?
I'm just used to that happening. If I'm in this like, and next up in I'm like,
on the ads when it pops up.
Oh yeah.
So you got to.
Or if I'm meditating and this loud thing comes
up.
Yeah.
So are you doing that on Spotify?
I don't pay for Spotify.
No,
so
you're not paying for Spotify, right? You should pay for Spotify. Don't pay for YouTube. Fuck YouTube, man.
Oh no, I don't pay for YouTube. It's always been in the back of my head like I don't like these ads, but I'm not going to.
I love paying for Spotify. So it's a bit, I don't mind paying for Spotify.
Yeah.
But then I've got so many other subscriptions though. like Netflix, Stan.
I have Netflix.
Yeah. Netflix is pretty expensive.
With the fam.
Yeah, but you can share. Well, that's the other thing. Look, I don't want to say too much, but I have a few friends where we've all arranged. Like, you get that subscription, I'll get that subscription, and we'll share the passcodes. And
that's the thing. Share it with the fam. So I'm very grateful I have it for free.
Yeah. Well, look, there's family back west that they just watch free to air TV. Like,
yeah.
And free to air TV in this day and age is so frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, try and watch a movie on free to air TV. Like, 20 minutes in, they'll show an ad. But then every 5 minutes, they'll show an ad. And as it gets to the end, then it will go 2 minutes, another ad. 2 minutes, another ad, right? So you get waterboarded with ads to the end of the movie because you go, well, they've watched this far, they want to see the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So they waterboard you with fucking ads, right?
Yeah.
Well, Netflix wouldn't do that to you, man. You've paid the subscription, you just get to watch it.
True.
You get to watch it in its entirety. So when you put ads in, most ads are like, what are you doing? 3 minutes an ad, Wade?
What?
3 minutes an ad?
Yeah, about 3 minutes.
3 minutes an ad? Right. So 3 minutes an ad, right?
Mm.
And there's 12 of them.
Yeah.
They've added 40 minutes, 45 minutes to the movie.
Yeah.
maybe an hour.
It always adds so much more time onto the movie, yeah.
Yeah, so you watch a movie at 8:30, it finishes at fucking midnight, man. Like,
That's why you tape it.
move the ads.
Yeah, do it later.
Oh man, VHS, you've got my mind going with VHS. Like,
Yeah.
I had like what they call a Thorn VHS player.
Oh, okay.
The first remote VHS player. First infrared remote one, right? Because before that, there used to be a cable that would go and you have to unplug it and the cable would lead all the way to the VHS and you
Yeah.
could press play, right? No one used that.
Oh, I
was a
know
pain in
what
the
you're
ass.
talking about.
Yeah, but, well, everyone had kids, so they go and change it, right? They would
Yeah.
I was the remote,
Yeah.
right? In my house, I was the remote.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting a Thorn, which was a top-loading VHS. So you're talking about the VHSs that you load in the front, right? You push the tape in the front.
Yes.
Well, this one would have a pop up. You load it, close it.
Yes,
Top
like a
loader.
Walkman.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe you know what the fuck a Walkman is, man.
Yeah.
What's the go? What do you want Walkmans and VHSs for, man? This is
Because
insane.
they're cool.
They are pretty cool. And what about
I
like
just
see,
love the
vinyl's cool?
having
I can
tapes.
understand vinyl. Vinyl's pretty cool.
I have that too.
Yeah, see, vinyl's pretty cool. I've
Rec-
got a few vinyl friends. out
Record
there.
player, yeah.
Yeah, man, totally. It's a totally different quality.
It's come back now.
Yeah,
They're a lot of money, but they're worth it. Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of vinyl, but even mini disc. Don't mind the mini disc. Fucking
yeah.
hate CDs. CDs can, where they've got. No one's starting up a CD shop, but everyone's got a vinyl shop. But I don't know.
I
maybe
do love
tapes.
CDs though.
You like CDs?
Yeah, every time I go up shopping, I'm like, oh, what CDs do they have?
CDs.
Because I like to see if there's like, I don't know, I like picking up movies and CDs of things that you wouldn't know about. Like, I love finding lost gems.
Yeah, there is
And-
lost gems. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, and if there's like any, it's very rare I find metal albums in Vinnies, but I'll always look and I'm like, oh, Corn!
Yeah, I love. Look, I do shop in Vinnies. I donate to Vinnies and I shop at Vinnies.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Same.
I love op shops, man.
Yeah.
Big op shop fan. I've got like a lot of stuff that I've got is op shop. Like I think this
Yeah.
table's op shop.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
find the best stuff, I find.
Well, I actually French polished this when I was a kid.
Oh,
this
that's
is
cool.
This is the dining table when I grew up.
Cool.
Well, my dad goes, "I'm throwing away this table." I'm like, you can't throw away this table. I've got a use for it. So now it's the podcast table.
Yes, I did this myself.
Yeah, I
It's
painted it,
got
man.
memories behind it,
Looks
yeah.
beautiful.
It does look really good. I love it.
Yeah, no, this is French polish. This is polished with shellac.
Oh,
Yeah.
the good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, good name for a band. That we should start a band.
Shellac.
Shellac. That's already a band. They're called Shellac.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they're pretty good.
There's always one.
You should
yeah.
check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely love this table. Like, and see that coffee table, right? I was saying this to Wade earlier.
Yeah.
That coffee table was my first bit of furniture that I ever bought.
That's so cool.
I was 20 years old. That table, I have no idea. It's probably from the 70s.
I also like that's cool.
I got it for like 10, 15 bucks, whatever, $12.
Yeah.
And I've had it ever since. Like
Yes.
and that couch I've had for 17 years.
Yeah.
I designed that couch.
That's
And
awesome.
I had someone build it for me.
See, where do you find stuff like that? Like people to make stuff personally for you? I've always wondered.
Well, this is
that.
all pre-internet sort of stuff. I just go looking for them. But
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that finds people. I
Yeah.
just find people.
Yeah.
They go,
It's
oh,
always lucky, yeah.
yeah, well, no, for some reason in my life, I just know where to go.
That's good.
I just know who to talk to.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, I'm doing this project where we want to put a camera into space. I go, all right, we've got to go talk to the Bureau of Meteorology. We'll put it on a balloon and they'll have the balloon in the launching site. And they go, okay,
Yeah.
they can do that. They're like, how'd you know that it would do that? I go, because of the Bureau of Meteorology. That's where you would go. I just know where to go
Yeah.
for everything.
Probably the best bit of furniture I ever found on the side of the road when I moved into where I live now was these black shelves, because I find, especially if you're goth emo, you want black furniture and it's not very common. And I found these black shelves, IKEA 2017. I'm like, yes!
Oh, man, I've got the perfect shop for you. Perfect shop for you.
Messaged all my goth friends, I found black furniture. They're like, good job, man, good job.
All right, okay. Well, it can be at different levels in your life, right, when it comes to furniture. You can be going to Fantastic Furniture, right?
Yeah.
You can be going to IKEA,
Yeah.
right? You could be going to Nick Scarley. Ooh, right?
Ooh.
Here's a tip for young players.
Yeah.
Nick Scarley has a seconds place, right?
Yeah.
Because there's something wrong with the couch, or it was repossessed because the person that bought it didn't have their payment plan. It was repossessed and they got to resell the couch.
Yeah.
There's one in Campbelltown on Blaxland Road, and it's Nick Scarley's second shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can pick up something that normally is a $5,000 couch for like $500.
Yes.
Yeah, man, and they've got it's all black leather and shit like that, man.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I have a Nick Scully story. Actually.
Oh, do you? You got a. It's weird. Like again, old soul. Like how the fuck do you know who Nick Scarley is?
Oh, I just do. I hear about him all the time too. No, if you watch Public
Nikki,
Eye,
big shout out, baby.
Yeah. little behind the scenes secret. If you watch Public Eye,
Yeah.
and there's some scenes that's filmed in a mansion. That's Nick Scully's son's house.
Wow.
And yes, the furniture was amazing.
I bet you it was fucking well furnished.
Oh, it was amazing. Like
Nick Scarley's
God.
son's house. I mean, that's a couch I would like to have a go on and sleep. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That would be great.
I was so grateful to be filming in there. Like, it was such an amazing house to be in, and everyone there was so nice. Like, oh yeah, I felt like I was in heaven. I was like in the highest class of
Wow.
living ever. I was like, wow, place is amazing. Like,
Well, man, look, they must be making some money, and maybe they're making some money off their Nick Scarley second store that you can check out on Blaxland Road. I'm not sponsored. This is not a sponsored bit, I promise. It's just serendipitous.
passionate about our furniture, you
I
know.
love fucking furniture, man. I love good furniture. I've even done jobs for furniture. Like, someone couldn't pay me, and they go, man, I've got this really nice couch. And I go, oh, man, I'll do it for that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, totally. I love a good set of furniture, man. Like, but I hold on to things for a really long time.
Same, yeah.
Super long time. Like, I remember, I've got this singlet, right? You know, because when you wear a suit, you got to wear a singlet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife looks at me and she goes, "How old's that singlet?" I go, "I actually believe that I went for my first job interview
Yeah.
when I was 17 with this on."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and she goes, "You wear that all the time?" I go, "Yeah, I think." She goes, "Yeah, so it's 25. Actually, I got it when I was 15.
Yeah.
So I had that singlet since I was 15.
Lucky singlet.
Yeah. So it's 17 years old. I think, is that right?
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's 27 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. I still got it. Still wear it.
Yeah,
It's got a lot of holes in it, though.
Yeah, and I still have clothes from when I was like 13, 14 because I've grown, but I haven't grown, you know?
Well, here's the cool thing for me. When I was in the 90s, you'd wear jeans like Keppers, right? Really big, baggy jeans.
Yes.
So I grew into them.
Got a pair of those.
Yeah,
They're-
Keppers are the best.
They call them mum pants, but they're cool.
What
Or
do they call them?
maybe just the women's version. They call them mum pants.
No. I love Keppers.
Yeah, they're cool.
Keppers, yeah, they're total skater.
If it's the same one I'm
pants, yeah.
thinking of.
Yeah, they're really baggy.
Yeah.
They're super baggy.
Yeah.
They're almost like cargo pants without the cargo bit.
Yeah, I used to dress really 80s, so
Hmm.
I've seen a good share of fair share of those pants and other things.
Well, I've been in the 90s for 3 decades now.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah, 3 decades. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I've watched the 90s go and come back a couple of times now.
Yeah.
Yeah. People go, man, you're really stylish at the moment. I'm like, yeah, it's just coincidence, man.
Yeah, I remember back when, because I've seen all these different things come back. I'm like, oh my God, I remember that from the era I grew up in, obviously, but even other stuff, because I'd done my research seeing what's in the 80s, 90s, whatever, be like, oh, that's from there. I'll never forget when I was 80s crazy, I remember thinking there's one thing that hasn't come back yet, perms.
Perms.
When
Oh, man, I think
the
about
helmet
this.
hair.
The helmet hair, yeah. I think that's a great head of hair, people that have that kind of hair, right?
Yeah, and then there's people I've met that don't like them, and they're like, B, there's a reason for that. I'm like, but they're cool.
Yeah, I know, because it's high maintenance, hard to brush, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah,
hard to
true.
maintain, but you go, but it looks amazing. I love curly
Yeah.
hair. Yeah, I love frizzy curly hair,
I
man.
used to tease the heck out of my hair. It would last for a certain amount of time, then we'd go back to normal. So I tried, but, you know.
Well, look, again, though, I love having long hair. Like,
Yeah.
for a long time in my life, I had short hair. And I think it's half-half now. Half my
Yeah.
life I had short hair, half my life I've had long hair.
Yeah.
Love having long hair. I had it almost down to half my back. And then I had to cut it. It was just too much maintenance.
Yeah, I always have those days where I'm like, oh, I want to cut it one day, I want to shave it off one day, but I can't because I love my hair. You know, it's part of my look, and it's like, unless I get a role that requires that, then yes, like I've
Totally.
got that on my acting thing too. They're like, would you dye your hair? Would you cut it off? I'm like, yeah, I'll do it for a role.
Yeah, it's on my star now as well. I've got
Yeah.
on there. I will cut my hair for the Right War movie.
Yes.
So if I have to be a soldier in a movie, I think that's one of the things I want to do is be a soldier in a movie.
Yeah.
Because I think I have a lot to bring to that role. You know,
That's cool.
being an ex-soldier, I've got a lot to bring to it.
Yeah.
And I'd love to do a war movie like that. Or a gangster bad guy. I'd love to do that. Love being a bad guy.
Yeah. Or the next Stranger Things, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Fuck, anything. Anything. I will be your media whore. Put me in your movie.
For me, it's also because my hair takes forever to grow or grow back if it was in that case. So I'm like, if I did shave it, that would mean years of growing it back. Like, I'd probably have to just wear a wig to some events or whatever if I wanted to have a certain look, but still.
Hats and wigs. I guess there's that point of hair before it's a ponytail.
Yeah.
And after it's short. There's that middle ground hair that you got
Yes.
to put up with for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shit part.
It's a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a year of shit hair if you want long hair. That's just you've got to get through the shit year.
That's the thing.
Mm.
And I think for me, even though my hair's wavy, fairly straight, it's like I feel like it would grow back curly just because that's in the DNA and stuff. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Even family members have said that. Oh yeah, it'll grow back curly. I'm like, oh, it's a completely different look then.
I don't know. Like someone once said to me, man, like, because like men go bald, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of your mates are going bald. I've got some mates that are going bald at the moment. They're like, oh, I'm bald, man. I go, it's just that point of life. They go, it's easy for you to say, Ross. And I go, but this one guy, a very close friend of mine, Chris, he goes, mate, he's got a British accent, right? So he goes, mate, you should grow your hair while you got it.
Yes.
You should grow it while you got it, mate. Like, because look at this. I got nothing on the roof. You got all this salad, right? You should fucking grow it, son.
Oh, the
Right?
salad. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like
Love
big
it.
shout out to Chris. Actually,
Love it.
I love that man to death.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know if he's British. Actually,
Sounds Cockney.
he just talks like it.
accent-wise.
No, he actually. I've over Cockneyed it. He's less
Yeah.
Cockney than that.
Okay.
But yeah, he's very nice. He's very nice to talk to. He's
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, before I was like, I was from Brixton and I was really putting it on.
We tend to do that when we're impersonating people or putting on a voice for a character. We go full out and then we're like, oh, wait.
Again, I love the character. Like, love being a character on a microphone. Like,
Yeah.
especially my favorite one is the movie guy. American movie guy. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah, I love doing American movie guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the promos, like, I'll show you. I'll send you a link to one of my promo reels for when I do movie promos.
Yeah.
Love doing it, because you get to be this strange, stupid character. I love it because it's
Yeah.
comical, but it's serious at the same time.
Yeah.
Because one man, one desire. I just love going into that space.
I always wanted to do that. Yeah, that's something I haven't done much of is voice acting, or really nothing at all, to be honest, besides ADR.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, ADR, that's the same thing.
It is. Yeah.
ADR, you're just being yourself, but at least I don't know. Voice acting, I've done a few now. The one I'd love to do is cartoons. I'd
Yeah.
love to do a cartoon. I think I've got so many characters I can do, and
Yeah.
I should put myself out there more to go and land a role like that.
Yeah.
But I'd really sink my teeth into something like that. But
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't see them pop up in all the things that I'm on. Like
they're
for
so
acting.
obscure. They're so
Yeah.
obscure. Even voiceover work's very obscure. It's something that I just fell into because
Yeah.
of someone was absent once.
Yeah.
That's how I fell into it. I didn't even know I was going to be a voice actor.
Yeah.
Had no idea I was going to do that.
Yeah. Just happened.
Well, the worst thing is I think I've made more money as a voice actor than I have as a musician. So that's saying something.
Yeah. Different fields, so yeah, I can see that happen.
Yeah. Well, no. Look, getting paid as an artist is a great feeling. Like, especially your first time. Like, it's just a little bit of money, but it's some money, man.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of something great.
Yeah. Because I do what I love and I do it for free. The money to me is like a bonus at the end. It's like, oh, I got paid for doing what I love.
That's
like,
it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, you go, shit, man, I got fucking paid, man. I would have done it for free.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have that money. And, I just, the voice acting, definitely more money in voice acting than there is being a heavy metal vocalist for me. Unfortunately. No, who knows? Maybe I can be like. There's bands that have made it in their 40s, man. There's definitely, man.
That's the thing. Everybody's clock is different.
Everyone's different that way. Like I don't know. I guess I don't know. I just don't. I can see me doing garage bands and doing some sets around town again. Maybe.
House gigs, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I can do a house gig anymore. You got to be pretty young to do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just age is just a number. I think anyone can do it. But
That's true. I know. But look, in the last 10 shows that I've done, I was definitely the oldest prick there. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. Yeah.
That's right.
But at least one of my last shows, I was like, And that, because you've got to be confident to do the more skin show, right?
Yeah.
So the more skin you've got showing, you're pretty fucking confident on stage,
Yeah.
So I was up there in a singlet, and I started the show with a fur coat on.
Yeah.
That's where I started. I started the show with a fur coat, and I ended up in black pants and a singlet.
You sound super fierce, yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. I think it was described as a wall of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that was the EP launch. That was an EP launch at the Factory Theatre. That was fun.
Oh yes.
Yeah. But have you got any shows coming up?
I do.
You got any gigs coming up?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. What are you doing tomorrow night?
It's for a company called Raw Records. I'm going to be performing alongside the amazing Banjo. Shout out to you, Banjo.
Banjo's a person.
Yes. He's an amazing rap artist that I've gotten to work with for years now. And
Okay.
that's the thing, preferably, I call myself a variety artist because I love to do everything, and even music genres, I do
I like
everything.
that. Variety artist.
Yes,
Yeah.
like death metal is obviously my favorite, but if I'm not doing death metal, recently, I've been doing rap, and I never realized I could actually do it as well as I had. I don't toot my own horn, but when I recorded some stuff with him, I was like,
you surprised yourself though.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know I could do that. So I've gotten to record a lot of songs, and his album just got released, and I'm in most of the album, collabing, and so tomorrow night we're performing. I'm really bad. Oh my god, my mind. I can't remember the location, but it's for Raw Records. It's on Facebook, and and so
it's somewhere in Sydney though.
Yes, if you look it up, it'll probably
actually
be
we'll
there.
find
Yeah,
it. Wade will find
because
it for us.
I don't want to mess up that.
What's it called?
The promo opportunity.
Well, we'll do a callback when Wade finds it. What's it called again?
Raw Records if you look on Facebook,
Like
go
RAH.
RAH, yeah.
RAH. Raw Records.
And
You've done RAH
pretty sure it's
there.
for a
RAH.
launch, and I'm just going to be performing songs with him, and it'll be fun.
There we go. Raw Records.
Probably one of the first live
Facebook, they
gigs
get on that one.
since everything's changed.
Yeah, okay. Is this them?
Yeah,
Oh, there's the event. Go scroll down. Is that the event there? No. Oh, actually, flip for events. Scroll up, buddy. If you go more, the events. There we go. I know my space book. Rock the Block.
No.
It hasn't posted the event. Dang it. Dang.
I don't want to be that person that's like, let me get my phone out and I'll check it. But yeah, it should be there somewhere.
We'll put it in the comments.
Yes.
We'll put it in the comments so you guys can go check it out.
I think I can't see very well even with glasses on. If at home, I think that's it there. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There it is there. Is that the one on the left? 4th of June?
The white one, yeah.
Yeah, click on that one.
There it is.
There we go. Put that to line,
Whoop,
buddy.
whoop.
Woo! There we go. Oh, yeah, so there it was. Yeah, there was that one. So that's the...
We found it. So Mosh Pit, yeah.
Mosh Pit, debut single. And, is that the Mosh Pit bar? King Street. Yeah,
Yes.
I played the Mosh Pit bar.
You know what I just realised? Because this is my problem, right? I never read things properly. And I just realised...
So it's
I
Newtown.
didn't even check where it was.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, no, you're going to Newtown tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to Newtown. Just thought I'd let you know. It's on the internet.
Yes, thank you. I was focusing too much on, what songs we performing? What am I wearing? The typical thoughts.
Yeah, typical fucking vocalist, man. Like, just tell me where I'm going to be, and I don't even know where I'll find it.
Yeah,
I'll find it.
I'll walk there. It's fine.
And, drummers are like, are you going to help me with my drum kit? Like, no, I'm working the room, man. I'm working the room.
Usually drummers bring the whole van, though. They're like...
Yeah, I know. I'm just being a real prick to my drummer in case he's listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't even say what he would call me right now. No. Yeah.
I can only guess.
Oh, look, it's something that... Oh, look, I will tell you. It's heavy cursing. Strap in. Because when I go to a gig, right, with my band...
Yeah.
Any band that I've been in, actually, usually I'm in a management sort of role where I'm talking with the venue.
Yeah.
Right? And talking with the sound guy. And I've got a thing about sound guys, right? I'm not a thing for, sound guys are hot. It's not like that. It's more like, I fucking hate sound guys sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? Well,
They're different everywhere, I find, especially if you're in a band. You're like, that venue sound was good, and that one was all over the place.
But they're usually really shitty people because they're just really fucking angry all the time. Sound guys are just fucking angry about everything.
Yeah.
Like, most sound guys I've dealt with are fucking angry all the time.
You just turn the mic up a bit.
You're fucking right.
They're just like...
Yeah. And they go, man, just more fold back. Yeah. We'll get the feedback. I don't want feedback. I want fold back, bro.
And then you don't hear much difference. It's like, I just said...
Well, I just, my drummer wanted me to move one of the mics for his pickups, right? For the drum pickup mic. And the guy was almost set up. I said, "Can we just move that mic across here, man, so it can pick up better on the snare?"
Yeah.
And he turned to me and goes, "You're fucking bullshit, cunt." Like, just fucking bit me head off.
Wow.
And Rob just looks at me and goes, "Whoa!" But now Rob calls me that all the time. All the time. All the time, Rob. I hope you're listening, you prick.
Just to bring it up every time, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not sore about it at all. I'm not. I'm okay. I think I'll be okay. Do you think I'm okay, Wade?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. All right, so this will go to air after your show, unfortunately.
That's okay.
But I'll be sure to put it down in the promo, stuff.
Other than that, it's literally just all the public eye screenings. It's just what's coming up. It's a bit of time away, but it's July 9th. And there's also...
Is that on Pagey? That'd be on Pagey, wouldn't it? You got the event on Pagey?
On Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, pull that up, man. Public Eye, Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's also... I'm still figuring out how it works because I think it's online. You're watching it, but there's the Erotica Film Festival. It's playing on that as well.
Okay.
That's in June, though, so that's before.
The Erotica Film Festival. That sounds awesome. We'll look that up in a second. That sounds like cool. Here we go.
I just put everything on my social media, on my Instagram, so that everything that's coming up is on there.
Go to events, buddy. Go to events. We'll be under more. Go to events. Yeah.
If it's on it.
There. What are we looking for?
Yeah, the top one.
Yeah, top one. Click on that one. Put that to line.
The other one's been and gone, sadly.
It's been and gone, but this one you can make, guys. So just scroll up there, buddy.
Yeah.
Just scroll up. There we go. The 9th of July at the
Palais Same cinema.
Paddington. Oh, that's a great cinema.
Yeah. And it's probably the last time that people get to see it, unless there's another screening somewhere. So it's definitely something you want to go to. It's also a Q&A event. There'll be a Q&A at the end. We'll talk about our experiences. So it's going to be a really great night.
Definitely rated R. I've seen parts of this movie. I should get Davo on, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll get Davo on before July.
You know,
Davo, if you're listening, man, I'll give you a buzz. I'll get you on the show.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember telling him that I was going to be on the show, like, pretty sure, and he was like, it's that something I should probably hit up? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, totally. I'd love to have you on the show.
Train.
Yeah, no, we do all right, man. We get stuff out there for people.
Yeah.
It brings that continuity, And plus I get to chat with really cool people. I get to learn a lot.
Likewise.
I always get to learn, man. I always learn something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so guys, definitely go and check out on the 9th, which is a Saturday night, on Oxford Street in Paddington, at the Palais Chauvel Cinema.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the old Metro. It's across from the Paddington RSL, that one. That's across the road from where Made in the West used to be.
Really?
Yeah, back in the day.
Small world.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I've been to the Palais Chauvel a few times. That was actually it was a contender for Made in the West.
Yeah.
But I don't think it had the seating capacity. I think it was short by 50.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's like 250. We needed a 300er.
Okay.
But nice cinema. It's really old. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, that's where the screenings were, like...
Oh, okay, have you been there before?
4 different screenings. They always screen a lot of very unique films.
Yeah, they do. They totally do.
Which is why that one was chosen, but yeah.
Yeah, but they used to be the Metro, man, and we used to work with hand in glove with those guys all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. They were actually a big influence in the precursor workers for Made in the West. Totally. Cool. Yeah, because we're all community minded. We want to get films out there for people.
Yeah.
And you want to get venues and get bums on seats.
Yeah.
Get people buying booze, get people buying tickets. That's what it's all about, right? We want to sell our art.
Yeah.
And it's all the same people. Some of them have moved on. Unfortunately, some of them have passed away. A big shout out to Graham and his crew. Absolutely lovely, man. He was part of the... You might know the Schlocky Horror Picture Show. You ever check it?
Yes.
Yeah, that was Graham.
Rocky Horror, the film? Like,
no.
Schlocky
Horror. Schlocky Horror Picture Show.
Horror. Oh, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
I think I've heard of it. That sounds familiar.
It's a talking skeleton, right?
Oh,
who introduces old movies like Plan from Outer Space,
Yes.
Yeah, well, that was Graham Bernard, right? Garfield. And, he passed away a couple of years ago. Year and a bit ago, actually. Had him on the show last year. Yeah, no, he's one of my... he totally inspired me, man.
Yeah.
Because he was this old artist, man, who was just, like, doing this thing in his... he set up a studio in his house, And, you know, he was doing content that was getting screened all around Australia, introducing all these films and inspiring all these genre horror filmmakers, man.
Yeah.
Like, he was doing a really good thing. And he was a Santa. Like, he was also a Santa at, like, I think he was one of the most, I've gone to friends' houses and I've seen him on the wall as Santa because he looks like the most authentic Santa you've ever seen. Like, he actually has the beard.
Yeah.
Like, the beard was real. And I've seen like these amazing photos of my friends and their kids. I go, oh, that's Graham.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, Santa.
Oh.
Like, I know that guy. You should check it out on the Patreon in episode 87, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, really lovely dude, man. But he was a part of that. He was a part of that Metro Screen movement and that TVS
awesome.
movement, man. So that part of town I'm very familiar with that part of town.
Yeah.
And showing films. It's a great part of town. It's one of the things like it's keeping it alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's a hang place. It's a place that's accessible. It's a place that you can show your movies, man. There's another place as well that I recommend. When I get David on, I'll tell you about. There's another cinema that you should show it at.
Yeah.
And it's called the Golden Age Cinema in Surrey Hills.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah. I've done a few screenings there. So it's an 80-seater, smaller screen, but it's a full DCP, right? So it's full digital cinema package.
Yeah.
And amazing venue. You've got the bar right next to it. It's got this underground cocktail bar as well. Very swank and totally accessible. Totally, and it's not over the top in price. Like it won't put your lights out, and you'll probably make your money back on ticket sales.
That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll make your money back.
Yeah. Good.
If not a little bit more.
Woo.
Profits. Woo! Artists getting paid. Shit, you know. I can only stir so much, exposure into this ramen soup, man.
Yes.
Exposure doesn't taste really nice, and it's not nutritious. I need money, man, to pay the bills so I can buy some food.
Yes.
Yeah, we always need that.
And VHS tapes.
VHS tapes. Bring back the VHS. I've actually got a shirt that says VHS on it.
I know. I saw it in one of the recent episodes.
Yeah, I wish I was wearing that today. I bought a few more of them. I've got you know what Activision is? Okay, so Activision, they're the guys that made a whole bunch of cartridge games. You know what cartridge games are?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, so you load a cartridge in like Sega Master System 2, Super Nintendo.
Yes.
So Activision made all these cartridge games. Yeah. So I've got I was really happy with that, and I've got an Atari shirt. That's my new one.
Cool.
I love Atari.
Yeah.
Even though they're a dead company. Yeah. But let's do one more plug for Public Eye. On the 9th of July, Saturday night, Palace Chevelle in Paddington, $25, 6:30 PM. Be there or be square. Public Eye.
Yes.
But thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you had a wonderful time.
I did. I'm so happy I got to be on the show. I've been watching the show for like 3 years. I'm like, I want to be on the show so bad.
Shit, man. Has it been 3 years?
Oh, well, I started
it's
watching
longer.
the show in 2019, so it would have been about 3 years. And
Yeah, I think it's my 5th year now.
Yes.
Yeah. I've just ticked over. No, July. July is once July hits, it's the 5th year.
Yeah, well. Before I go, can I actually mention I released my second ever metal song yesterday.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, no, we don't have to go right now. We can stay if you want. I just thought you wanted to go.
Oh, no, I'm chill. But yeah.
Yeah, okay, great.
I forgot to mention it before.
All right, tell us
we were talking about metal music.
Okay, so you're releasing a single.
Yes.
Okay, what's the name of the single?
Yesterday. It's called Fuck Your Rules, and in brackets...
Yeah, mad.
In brackets, it's my life. So...
Fuck Your Rules, It's My Life. Is it online?
It is on YouTube, yeah. Because I don't know how to use Spotify.
Oh, Jesus. You and this... We've got... Look, let me take 5 minutes, man, and encourage you to spend $8 a month.
Oh, yeah, I should. I know I should. It's a good investment. But yeah, it's on YouTube and SoundCloud as well. But
all right, just pull that up and talk about it for a sec.
I had to bring it up.
Yeah, bring that up and talk about it for a sec. I've just got to go to the loo. I'll be back.
All right.
Are you recording again, bro?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we're back. All right, Roscoe's gone to the loo.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're releasing a single.
Yeah.
Yeah, you released a single yesterday.
Yes.
And it's called Fuck Your Rules, It's My Life. Official video. Roll that, man. Probably hit the mute button. Oh, we got it. No, unhit the mute button. There we go.
Okay. Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, so that's your stage name, British Flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of Britainia.
Yeah.
And this is you?
Yeah.
Ooh, the deep guttural growls. I like it. Ooh. You definitely would love the Zen of screaming, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the lower screams. That's just my preference.
Oh, what you're doing is really cool, right?
Yeah.
If you do the Zen of screaming, it'll open up what you're already doing really well.
Yes.
Like
true.
really, I'll get you onto it. I totally recommend it. Jeez, man, that's some dark shit.
Thank you. The scream bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sweet. So, what's the band?
Oh no, this is actually just me solo.
Solo. Okay.
The one that I did with the band was called Fluffy Bunnies, and that song.
Okay.
So far, all the metal songs I've released start with the word fuck. So that one I did. That one was called "You Fucked Above," and in brackets, "My Fear."
Okay.
And that's the first one. That's the one I did with Fluffy
Well,
Bunnies. But this is solo with
Yeah. How do you get the backing track though?
for this all Devastator. Devastator's my producer.
Okay.
So I've worked with him and Banjo, like I mentioned before, for years. And
Yeah, wow.
He did all the mastering. He always does such a great job. So yeah.
Yeah, mad.
Even the beginning when it's like, you have to listen now. Like that was him doing that bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So.
That's mad.
And Banjo, it's the little details that nobody knows about. Banjo's the one in this song going like, oh, ha, oh, ha. They're like barking noises, I think. Well, not barking,
Yeah,
yeah.
see, when I do this is when I do complex karaoke with people, right? Like when I do like Tool or like stuff that's got a lot of intricacy to it.
Yeah.
Like for instance, the song Inema, right? Yeah. Started Inema, he'll go. And when I do it with other people, they don't do that part. I go, you're not doing all of the song, man.
Yeah.
They're like, you do every bit. I go, every bit, man. Because that's what the vocalist is doing.
True.
You're adding all these bits. And they all of those bits add up all of the other parts, right?
Yeah.
And people forget that sometimes. Like, it's not just... Like, I think guttural vocals can be easily thrown away as someone just screaming and yelling, right?
Yeah.
It's way harder than that.
It's way more than that, yeah.
It's way more than that.
That's why I found a lot of people when they describe death metal, they just see it as "doy," and it's like, no, it's more than that.
It's way more. Oh man, look, when you Zenith screaming is going to like blow your fucking head off, man. You're gonna be going, holy shit, this is the thing, and then you'll go and do a practice, and then after like 2 weeks of the Zenith screaming will change your life.
Yes.
I guarantee it.
I'll give you an update. I'll be like, yes.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, message me, go, man. I know what you're fucking talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's evolutionary, and your transitions are good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got good transitions in there.
I did this all in one take.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love doing one take.
Yeah.
I'm a one take kind of guy sometimes.
Yeah, I've always, again, like perfectionist. I've always been like, oh no, I want to do take after take so it's perfect. But that was just one of those nights where go improvise, and I did it.
Yeah, totally.
And I was like, oh yeah, that was fun. But then I re-listened to it. I was like, I want to release that. That's
Yeah.
good. I like it.
Well, that's what like when people go, how do you come up with lyrics? I go, well, I come up with the sound first, man. Like the sound is always first.
Sometimes it's the other way around. It depends. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had very few that go the other way.
Okay. Yeah.
Most of it is when I'm riffing with people, like if someone gives me a backing track or if they give me like a guitar riff track, I'll work out my part in it.
Yeah.
Whether I'm either, well, the way I look at it is you're either on the root note or you're off the root note.
Yeah.
So you're either going with the song or you're in an opposing position to it.
Yeah.
So you're filling a gap that's missing, or you're going with something that exists.
Yeah.
That's generally the way. And sometimes you may transition out of those sort of things, but yeah, I generally try to get out of the root note. I don't like doing what the guitarist was doing. They were doing what they were doing. Yeah, getting in sync sometimes is necessary, but I try to be off their timing in my, with the timing of the song, of course, but in my own space and my own reflection in it.
Yes.
Yeah, finding voice, man. Like, 'cause there's two ways to find your voice. In my journey, I've certainly found two ways to find voice. There's the voice of the sound that you make.
Yes.
Right, because you'll hear your influences, right?
Yeah.
Your influences are what you're emulating, right?
Yeah.
And after a while, your emulation drops away, and it's you.
Yeah.
It's just your honest artist, you.
Yeah.
And there's that voice that exists. The other voice that exists is the one that speaks.
Yeah.
That says something. You go, okay, well, what do I want to sing about? Like, you're already doing it, right? You go, every song starts with the word fuck. That's your thing, right? You go,
they're just both very angry songs, I suppose, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. But that's like...
But my partner came up with that title, so giving him credit for that. And he also did the cover art, the album art, I should say, on that, the poster.
Yeah, okay.
So...
Yeah, well, but again, though, like I've done a lot of political stuff, right? And a lot of that is like, you know, driven from a pure place of contempt.
Yeah.
Right? It's motivated music.
Yeah.
It's motivated in a political fashion about the wrongs and rights of things.
Yeah.
You know, and there's one album that I've done, the Fascist Piggy, right?
Yeah.
When we did the Fascist Piggy set for Mendoza, that was all those experiences were drawn from my experiences in the war.
Yeah.
So all of that emotion from fighting in those wars was in that album.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, the album before that, the two albums I did before that were definitely political.
Yeah.
We even called it conspiracy metal. So it had songs about 9/11, the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah. I didn't know you were in the war, so it was like...
Yeah, man. No, I served in the military for 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. Like
12 years, you've got a lot of experiences to write about then. So
yeah, totally. I was writing music over when I was in third world countries, man. I've written music over there. I was in a band. Big shout out to Big Mick. I was in a band called Terminal Resistance. Ooh. That was fun. The band before that was I was in Townsville. When I was in Townsville as a soldier, I was in a band there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a typical soldier though. I would be on a skateboard.
Yeah.
In a heavy metal band as a front man.
So you're a cool soldier.
Yeah, man. It's not many people that do that sort of shit, man. But man, we played all over town. It used to blow people away because I'd be singing at a club.
Yeah.
And then some of my mates would walk in and go, "Oh fuck, I know that guy."
Yeah.
I'm like, he's on stage and screaming into a microphone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was Leaving Metropolis.
Yeah.
So the front of that cover was because Nicolas Cage was earmarked to be Superman.
Yeah.
But you ever seen a movie called Leaving Las Vegas?
No, I've heard of it though.
Nicolas Cage is a raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
So we come up with this idea of leaving Metropolis. Instead of leaving Las Vegas, Superman's a drunk.
Yeah.
And he's flying through Metropolis with a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Right?
It's so gnarly.
Well, a lot of the songs were based off those ideas, right? Like the anti-hero.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of anti-hero music. And being the good guy, but finding out you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, that's what all that music was about. So they're all stories and journeys.
Yeah. That inspires a lot of my songs personally. It's a
voice.
dream or a experience, yeah.
Well, this is your voice.
Yeah. I've seen snippets of that perhaps.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching a compilation, Nicolas Cage going crazy or something, just all of his things going like
Oh yeah, that's probably some of his David Lynch work.
Yes.
Like I was saying though, for me there's been two voices. There's the sound that comes out of me.
Yeah.
The range of that sound, the depths of that sound, the heights of those sounds.
Yeah.
Bending those sounds, integrating those sounds, transitioning between clean and dirty, right?
Yeah.
There's that voice, your singing voice, your guttural voice, your opera voice,
yeah.
you know, your play tunes voice,
yeah.
you know.
So many voices.
So many voices, right? But then they all sort of coalesce and they become this voice.
Yeah, all up.
Yeah, but then there's the storyteller, and that's another voice.
Yeah.
So that's I think that's as a guttural vocalist and as a vocalist, that's been my journey.
Yeah.
It's I guess it's strange origins and strange ways that came about.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Like it all started for me like The Simpsons. I used to what do you call it? Imitate The Simpsons all the time.
Yeah.
Before my voice broke, I could do Bart Simpson to a T.
Yeah.
And then my voice broke, and it was all over. But I would do The Simpsons to make people laugh. Trying to make people laugh. Always been a showman.
Spider Pig. Spider Pig. That's all I know when I think. I've watched Simpsons. I know Simpsons, but
Oh yeah, but so I'm from the generation where it's an actual language. Like you can you can use the Simpsons as a language. Like, but no, I used to like. I think I could still do. Who can I still do? Mr. Burns. I can still do Mr. Burns.
yeah.
Yeah, and Smithers. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think, Smithers?
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
I think women and semen don't mix, sir. You know, like I'm really. I used to be able to do a lot of that. And I can do. What's the other one? Family Guy.
Oh, Peter Griffin.
I think I can do.
I do that all the time. Like whenever I'm watching.
Hey Stewie. Hey Stewie.
Stewie was my favorite.
Why don't you say Cool Whip? Cool Whip. Right.
That was like so. Wow.
I know, right? That's what I love it. I can't get enough of it. I just wish. That's what I'd love to do a cartoon. I've got so many characters.
I love putting like Peter Griffin out there for just like. I don't know if there's ever a tune playing. I just do the voice. Like if we're watching a Universal movie, I'm like yeah 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 yeah.
Yeah,
just watching people go.
Yeah, no, I love that sort of thing. I love being able to flex and push my voice around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I find myself doing like farm videos for people.
Yeah.
So when using a two-way radio, you know,
Yeah.
because I've got the rural voice, right? I can do rural.
Yeah.
Actually, someone once said to me, I've got a rural voice.
Yeah.
Like, that's a nice way of saying I'm a bogan. But...
Yeah, brah.
Yeah, brah. Yeah, no.
That's one of my most
that's my
favourite
issue.
voices to do.
That's my show.
Because I have this YouTube channel where I play a character called Aussie Dad, and that's like where I...
Yeah, I've seen your Aussie Dad stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of that.
I haven't done it in over a year because, like, you know, it was... so much has happened since then, but I want to get back into it because it's so
Well, there's
fun.
other stuff I was seeing of you doing. You were doing like a blue head Elvis thing.
Yeah, Dorian Blue.
Dorian Blue. Hey man, can we pull that up? Do you want to pull that up?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, can you pull up Dorian Blue, man?
That's such a common thing though. Like even when I did a shoot recently as Dorian, except I had the black Elvis like hair, and everyone's like, "Oh, Elvis!" They just think I'm an Elvis tribute act. And when I went to JB Hi-Fi, the security guard, he's like Elvis and all, and I was like
keep going.
on the spot thinking. I just went like this. I just went.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Go to YouTube. Is it on YouTube? Oh, not YouTube. Sorry, Facebook.
There's everything on my Instagram page, really easily accessible. YouTube, yes, there would be on the same channel that we're on before.
Okay.
On Facebook?
Oh, no, on the channel.
Actually, yeah, YouTube, yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah, what
Sorry,
channel?
yeah.
What channel's it on?
Oh, British Flower.
British Flower. Yeah, go to British Flower. Yeah, I saw you getting around as a. Yeah, was it an Elvis thing? Or did you just look like Elvis?
Well, yeah, I've gotten that a lot, especially when I first started off. But if anything, it's a big blue mohawk a lot of the time. It's now a black mohawk, so not so much Elvis. It's only if I have the really big helmet head kind of wig on. But it's drag. It's
Yeah, see, this is the stuff I've seen that I think, yeah. Which one should we play? Can we play one?
Oh, scroll down. Let me see.
Which is the one for us to do? Yeah, there's one in you on stage.
Yeah, that one is
do that one.
full on, yeah.
Yeah, do that one.
Hopefully that isn't the one where they cut the noise out due to copyright. There's two versions, I know.
I'll just, no, leave it muted for a second. We'll just see if we can find her.
Oh, yeah, I'm up.
Yeah,
I'm up next.
There we go. Yeah, unmute that. Leg out. You're a scream.
I was doing this routine for weeks. Like, I wanted it to be perfect.
And this is how misinterpreted my research is. I'm like, yeah, she did this Elvis thing, I'm pretty sure.
That's all right. A lot of
it's the sideburns, though. It's the sideburns.
Yeah.
You're a scream.
Drop.
What venue is this, by the way?
Sorry?
What venue is this?
It's Mosh Pit.
This is Mosh Pit.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in Newtown again.
Yes.
Yeah, I played there. I don't remember. Oh, they've changed the walls. I don't remember those walls.
Yeah, they changed a lot apparently. Like that was one of my first, probably my second time there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I'm long in the tooth. Like I remember the last two renovations.
It's just like the Townie. The Townie used to be a goth gig. Now it's
totally. Yeah,
like any other pub, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I remember when it was a goth gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Not from experience. I've been told that, and I was like, oh, I thought.
No, I know it. Unfortunately, I know it from experience.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah. Oh man, no, totally. Newtown is different, like to what it used to be.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely the outsider's place before. Now it's trendy to be the outsider's place that is now the insider's place to be.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Before it was totally the outsider's place.
So many young people.
Yeah, no, but then you'd have like, well, you know the guys I'm talking about, like, you know, gruff people that come through going, oh, fucking goths, this, that, the other, you know,
Yeah.
like people that just ignorant pricks, right?
Yeah.
They used to go through Newtown quite ferociously, man, but then, you know, people started standing up for themselves. Like, I had this mate from the country, right? And there was these ladies of the night, if you will, walking by.
Yeah.
And some of them were trans, right?
Yeah.
And then he yells out some derogatory shit, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, what? I go, man, these people have been picked on their entire fucking life, and
Yeah.
they can handle themselves. And I think the last thing that you want right now is to be beaten up by a tranny. Like,
Yeah.
because you've obviously got a problem.
Yeah.
And that story's not going to go down well with people that you probably hang out with. So just leave it alone.
Yes, you never know how someone will retaliate.
Fuck no,
Especially
man.
nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, fuck no. Well, even back in that would have been like 20 years ago, man. I mean, like, you know, one, you shouldn't be, you know, saying shit out like that to annoy people.
Yeah.
For whatever reason that is in your head to do that.
Yeah.
But then, man, you've actually... You're saying it in a way like you're the tough guy.
Yeah.
No, man, like, I'm pretty sure that person over there can bench you.
Yes.
They look pretty solid, man. I wouldn't be fucking with them.
I find a lot of people like that. They always say, "I'm not just a pretty face."
Yeah, but that's what Newtown was like, man. It's totally like that. And-
Now it's just a place for everyone. Now I find,
Yeah,
like,
totally.
yes, there's certain scenes that that's all around there, but there's everybody there. I go there. There's like mainly young people, like I said before, because that's me being a 60-year-old for 2 seconds. But
well, I've noticed things on the fringe of on the west, right?
Yeah.
So even in Penrith, man, like there's clubs clubs and pubs that are opening up that you wouldn't expect to open and be making money.
Yeah.
And there's photo op sort of places that look really aesthetic that you go and you go, it's definitely set up for a selfie for a tagline, right?
Yeah.
For a tag. But there's the boutique beer places that have opened up, man. The whole place is changing, man.
yeah,
And there's this, I don't know, like, it's an exciting time to be alive.
yeah,
So what I keep running into in my head, like, if you go back 100 years,
yeah,
if you go back to, like, 1900,
yeah,
1800 was pretty damn similar to 1900.
yeah,
And 1800
yeah,
was pretty damn similar to
Yes.
1700. You go between, now we do it in decades, right? Like, the 60s,
Yeah.
right? The 50s, the 20s.
yeah,
You know, the Roaring Twenties, as they called them. And then there was
Yeah.
the 30s, which was like the, pre-World War II. And then you had the 40s, which was obviously World War II. And then 50s, everything changed, man.
yeah, a lot.
Well, one thing that's noticeable, like, if you go back to the 1900s, teenagers look like their parents. They wear the same clothes.
Yep.
And then when you get to the 50s, like, the invention of polyester, man, and the idea of prints,
Yeah.
and the idea of different fashion for different age groups really started
Yeah.
to bloom, right?
Yeah.
So teenagers no longer look like their
Yes.
parents.
I've said that to people before. It's so weird. Yeah, they
And
look
then-
so much older.
Yeah, and then the 60s blow up.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden teenagers are nothing like their parents.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then you get to the 70s, same thing. 80s, certainly the same thing. 90s, there's a massive, the 90s made the 60s look like the 50s.
Yeah.
And then 2000 happened, right? And 2000 is the digital revolution.
Yes.
So prior to that, everything was analog.
Yeah.
It was VHS, right?
I always make a dark joke because I was born in 2000. I always make a dark joke with that because I've heard from people, in the 90s, they said, this is the joke, they say, in 2000, they thought the world was going to end, and I say to them, instead I was born. Bad humour, bad, but it's dark, it's funny. I just throw it
Well,
in there.
technically, this is what I say. This will start a lot of arguments with people, so I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
The year 2000 is still the 20th century.
Yes, I've heard that before.
Technically, it is.
Yes.
2001 is the 21st century.
Is when it starts, yeah.
And people argue about this. I go, count to 10. So you go 1. Because 0 doesn't exist, right?
Yes, that's
so
a good way to put it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 1999.
Yeah.
That's not a decade. That's
Yeah.
9 years.
Yeah. That's actually the best way to put it, I think. Yeah.
So then the 10th year occurs, and then it's the next.
Yeah.
Right? So it starts a lot of arguments. So I argue with people because I was born in 1980, right?
Awesome. Yeah.
And I argue with people saying I'm technically born in the 70s because the 70s doesn't end until
Yes.
1981.
Yes.
And they go, fuck off, Ross.
Yeah,
You're
that's-
born in the 80s.
Yeah, no, that was happening when 2020 hit. People were like, it's the start of a new year. I'm like, not quite.
Oh, man, 2020, I was so disappointed in ways, man. Like, 2020, I thought you know, it was going to be the year of hindsight. You know, where we look back at the last 20 years and go, how can the next 20 years be better?
Yeah.
But that's not what happened at all.
Not at all.
It was a fucking rude awakening, man. But, you know, staying at home, all the lockdowns. I would hate, like, see, your age, man. So you would have, so you would have been like 19 when you started lockdown?
Yeah. End of being 19, yeah.
Fuck, man. Do you know what I was doing when I was 19? I was going to fucking Newtown and I was partying.
I did that too before the world.
I was going to the townie,
Yeah.
you know? I was having fun. I was travelling the country
Yeah.
at 19.
Yeah, 2019 for me, like being 18/19, that was probably the biggest year of my life. So much happened. And that's what I find people put with their events. They say, party like it's 2019. Because that was the last free.
Yeah, it was the last free year. See, party like it's 1999, man. See, for me, the last real free year was 1999. But then I look at my 1999 versus a 2020.
Yeah.
You go, oh, I'd take the 99 any day.
Like, I'm only 21, but I find when I think that I've lived through 2 decades, I feel old. And I'm already an old stuff, so it's like double the amount of feeling old. Especially when I go online and I see toys that I grew up with being listed as vintage. I'm like,
yeah, well,
what?
Look, it's strange that you say that you're an old soul, because I always refer to myself as an old soul.
Yeah.
But I'm technically minded, though. Yeah, like, if you need technical help, call me.
Okay.
That's what people do.
Yes.
At all weird hours of the night,
Yeah.
people go, man, I need to get this thing done today, and my printer's not talking to my computer, and I need you to help me.
Yeah.
I go, okay, go and download TeamViewer, right?
Yeah.
Give me TeamViewer. What's the code? Right, let me in. Right, now I'm in your computer. Like, you're in my computer. I'm like, yeah, so when someone random on the phone asks you to do this, don't do it.
Nope.
You've just allowed me to hack your computer willingly because we're friends.
I'd let you do it, but not anyone else.
Yeah, that's right.
I hate scammers with a driving passion.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. They get on your computer and they fuck with you.
Yeah.
But I go onto people's computers and I fix it for them.
Cool.
So yeah, technical issues, copyright advice. I'm really good at copyright advice.
Yeah, that's something I really want to learn about now that I'm releasing music and stuff, and even films if I get to that soon. Like,
yeah, I can tell you a lot about it.
Yes.
Well, that's what I was saying to you. Like, if you want to be an artist, you've got to be a lawyer.
Yes, exactly.
You got to learn the law. You got to learn what you can get away with.
Yes.
And learn, well, not so much get away with. Learn what's applicable to you.
Yeah.
That's more to the point. What's applicable?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be a promoter. You got to be a lot of things, man. It's not just as simple as like, hey, man, I just want to learn how to sing fucking heavy metal vocals. It's not that simple.
Yeah.
It's way more complex than that.
Oh yeah.
But it's great that you're doing you're really inspiring. I must say, going from being an actor and being a musician, I'm really inspired by that. And I thought you're like 22, 23. It turns out you're 21. Yeah. That's even more inspiring. I think that's fucking awesome. Definitely pursue the music side of things and keep that stage presence.
Yes.
I recommend that. I really do. Because like some of my best experiences have been on stage.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think you being a stage artist and then going across doing metal, I think what you really need to start auditioning for bands. Even though you won't get into it, just start auditioning for bands.
Yes.
I've auditioned for so many bands.
Well, that's funny. I just left one, so I'm trying to work on being solo. But, like I said, if the right thing comes up, I'll do it. Because I've always wanted to be in a metal band. That's something I've always wanted to do.
See, the solo artist, I can get why you're doing that. And actually, maybe it would have been better if I did that. I don't know. Yeah. But
I would like to be in a metal band one day. That'd be fun.
Yeah, having the band behind you is a different feel. It's a different feeling.
It is.
To singing on stage and being with a DJ. Having a drummer behind you. Like, I remember there was one gig that I did, right? Because you got to have stage presence. Run around the stage, bang your head, hang off the ceiling if you can.
Yeah.
There's some gigs that I went to. There was actually a bar that hung above, and you grab the bar and swing yourself into the crowd, right?
That's awesome.
There was one time I put my foot on the drummer's bass drum, and I was headbanging, and my head went right next to the cymbal as he hit the cymbal, and I heard that cymbal for 3 years. No shit. Well, you know when they take that brass rod and they put it in a brass bowl and go,
yeah,
it did that for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, left ear.
Yeah, I've got one of those, so I know what that sounds like. Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was in my left ear for 3 years, man. Then it just disappeared one day. And I realised one day, oh shit, it's gone. Then I realised, I probably lost that frequency. I probably have gone deaf in my left ear and not known and realised.
Yeah, you don't realise when that much time passes, you go, it's gone. Like, you don't realise,
Yeah, no, it took a long time, man. So, yeah, that's the downside of being in a band. You will become less of hearing if you're not careful. You've got to be careful.
Yeah.
No, I'd recommend that as well. Like, most of the drummers I know would wear a headset, or not a headset, earplugs.
Yes.
They wear earplugs. And I go, I can't wear earplugs, bro. They're like, why? Because I've got to hear the guitar in a certain way, in a very accurate way. I've got the timing from the drum, but a lot of my cues come off the guitar, man.
Yes.
I need to know where he's up to, so I can cue off him. Otherwise, I'm going to get lost in the song. I don't know what verse we're up to.
You play drums as well as metal vocals and stuff?
I can do a little bit of drums.
Cool, yeah.
My band is laughing at me right now like, we've heard you play drums, Ross. No, you can't play drums. Well, I tell those people to go fuck themselves. I can play drums, just not very well.
That's all right.
I don't think I could do stage-ready stuff. Like if you said, Ross, I want to start a band with you. I want you to be my drummer. I wouldn't take that job.
Yeah. It's a big commitment.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. I'm actually trying to aim to set up drums. I used to have drums set up in my lounge room.
Yeah.
But now I do the podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't have room for the drums.
I love the podcast.
Yeah, the podcast serves me better than the drums do.
Yeah.
Again, though, it comes down to that selling mic thing. It's all on the mic.
Yeah.
I sell myself on the microphone. But that's what I'm really inspired, man. You're doing a really good job. Like selling your voice through a microphone.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And selling yourself on stage and being an artist in front of a camera, right?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of certain somethings to get that done.
True.
Because we started off there, right? Like the first time you're on camera. What was it like the first time you were on camera with that red light on?
Funny thing is, I never experienced the whole red light thing. I never really saw that, but first time on gosh, when was my first time on camera? Going way back now. I think it was when I did a commercial, and that was with a group of people. I was pretty chill. We were just more like, we better remember the lyrics and stuff. And I was okay.
You can splash through it. You can forget a few lyrics. No one cares.
First time, I don't know. I've always been pretty good. It depends on the project, but yeah, I don't think I was too nervous. I think that's just what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a red light nervous moment
Me
either.
I've never seen the red light. Maybe it's the camera.
Well, I felt the pressure on set. There's no doubt that I felt the pressure on set, but I felt the pressure on both sides of the camera. But it's not about the red light going on. I don't think I changed, but I can certainly say this though.
Yeah.
When I interview people, because I've interviewed a lot of people.
Yeah.
On the Pagey train and on other shows, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my battery's about to die. Oh, switch to B. Switch to B. Go to camera 2. I lack focus. Now we are rolling.
Cool.
Yeah, no, so quit drinking.
Yes, just recently.
Shit. What motivated that?
To be completely honest, like looking at heaps of experiences, there are times like, say, if I meet someone that I look up to at an event or something, I'm like, I kind of like, I always used to drink, to escape, like, I don't know, just boredom and stuff.
Yeah, it does help with that.
Yeah, and anything like just if I'm doing a gig and I'm nervous, it loosens you up and everything. But there were times when I'd meet people and I'd be like, I'd drink because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous to meet them. But then when I do and it's a casual conversation and it's completely normal, I'm like, I kind of wish I wasn't drunk now because I'm not experiencing the full.
I see.
But yeah, like
light drinker.
It's maybe. It depends on what I drank really. But yeah, there were times when it would make me kind of crazy, and then like. I'm only going to be honest. Recently, it's
crazy. Crazy is what I do.
Yeah. Well, see, like I've always been like a very laughy drunk, but like I'm only going to be honest. Unfortunately, it was recently I was an angry drunk because I had too much champagne, and I'll admit to my mistakes because I own my shit. But it was absolutely horrible, and yeah, never letting that happen again.
I had a negative experience. Okay,
it was horrible.
Yeah, I've had negative experiences on alcohol where I've either dealt with someone that's being an asshole or I'm being an asshole.
Yeah. Because I lashed out at the person who means the most to me, and the worst part is I don't remember anything that happened, and so I feel terrible for something I can't even remember it. Like I wouldn't want to remember it in a way.
Yeah, but that's just being human, man. That's just totally being human, really. Like there was obviously something there that that has sparked you in that way. Maybe the alcohol amplified that thing, whatever that thing is. But you shouldn't be so harsh on yourself, man. Things like that happen. It's not a big deal.
I know.
It's not a big deal.
I mean,
you're wonderful. Like you do so many cool things.
Yes.
You got such a good presence, and you're such a good talker.
Thank you.
You got a lot going on, man. Like sometimes you get stressed, and you get you got to let one. You got to let one loose once in a while. But I'm normally like a happy drunk as well. But sometimes I can be sad. Sometimes I can be a bit angry.
Yeah.
That happens.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It was like, if it was just, I mean, I'm doing it for myself, yes, but the reason it's like I'm 10 times more serious about it is because it affected somebody else who I really, really love. And I thought that hurts me more than, what it did to me, so that kind of made me change instantly, like just
Well, I guess,
get sorted out.
yeah, I think the really worst things that I've done is yell at people.
Yeah.
And I pull myself up about that and go, man, you shouldn't have yelled at that person. They didn't deserve that. There's some people that need yelling at in the world, and that wasn't one of them. Yeah. And you go, I guess I look at it maybe from an alcohol management point of view, and then I go, oh, maybe I had too much to drink. But then I go, well, it's also my behaviour. Yeah. So I remind myself to be a happy drunk. If I'm not going to be a happy drunk, then there's no reason to be drinking. Yeah, true. That's how I look at it. Yeah. So if you're going to go sobriety, I say go for it. But there's a thing that I'm starting up with Misty at the moment, and that is 1 week a month no drinking. Yeah. Because I was doing 1 month a year. Yeah. So I do March, I do Smart March. Yeah. And not drink in March, and then COVID made that really difficult because there's nothing else to do but drink. Yeah. Like you're stuck at home. There's only one thing to do. Yeah. And you go, I finished my work day. I'm like, okay, I've watched this movie before. I want to have a drink. Yeah. So that threw it out, and I think I want to get back onto that by doing, except for December. I've decided can't do December because December's the party month. Yeah. January's a party month, so that means I still want to do 12 weeks a year with no alcohol. So that means I need to find 2 months of the year where I have 2 weeks where I don't drink. Yeah. So I think that's a smart idea. So I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to start that in July. 1 week a month where I don't drink. Yeah. And I pick the week where I go, there's no parties on. I don't have to go to any social occasions. That's the week where I'm doing more workouts and no drinking. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I thought I knew I was coming here, and I was like, oh, because I watch the Pagey show. I'm like, every episode they have a beer, and I've just quit. Bugger. It's a beer culture. Yeah. We are on the drinks train. The drinks cart on the Pagey train. Yes. But the Pagey train is not just a drinks cart. Yeah. It's the Pagey train of thought. Yeah. It's a train of thought. That's why, that's part of its name. That's why it's the Pagey train. It started out of it as a cute thing of, this is a long story. Yeah. We got a little bit of time. We can do this. Yeah. Can we do this, Wade?
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, we can do it. Okay, so when I was in the military and social media started up, you weren't allowed to put your real name online. Yeah. Right, because it can be used against you. Yeah. So if you get captured by the enemy, go look up your social media profile and go, oh, there's your family. Might give them a call. Right? No, yeah. So you can't put yourself online when you're doing a dangerous job like that. Yeah. So you'll know a lot of police don't have their real name online for obvious reasons. The same sort of thing. Yeah. And when I was growing up, there's this show called The Dukes of Hazzard. Yes, I know the one. Of course you know this show. You're an old soul. Yeah. And there's the sheriff, right? Mm. And he has a deputy, and that deputy is Roscoe Pico Train. Yeah. Right, Pico Train. My name's Ross Page, so I changed it to online instead of having my real name. Yeah. Roscoe Pagey Train, as in Roscoe Pico Train. Yes. Right. So I didn't want to say the Pico, so I changed it to Pagey because people call me Pagey because it's my last name. And Roscoe, because people call me Roscoe. Yeah. So I added the train to the end, so then it was Roscoe Pagey Train. So that's where Roscoe Pagey Train came from. It was an alias. Yes. To be hidden online, but not be hidden online. Yes. So people could read into that name and go, Roscoe Pagey Train. Oh, I went to school with that guy. His name's Ross Page. Right? Yes. That's the idea of it, right? And then there's one point where I got out of the army and I was like, I'm going to change it back. Because you can change your profile name, right? Yeah. I was going to change it back to Ross Page. Well, not change it back, but change it to Ross Page. Yeah. And then I put out a survey on Facebook. I go, this is the situation that I just described. Mm. And people told me to keep it. Yeah. Everyone voted like, nah, we like Roscoe Pagey Train. Keep it as that. I'm like, okay. There's a few people that said, no, man, you're going to be harder to track as your person. And I go, yeah, no, people know who I am. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, that's funny. Like, for a while, I didn't know your real name. I didn't know you as Roscoe. So when I went to Made in the West... being the typical fangirl, I'm like, Pagey Train. I get that a lot. I've had people yell out at me in the street,
Pagey train.
which is really cool. It's super
Yeah.
cool. Like, I never expected that. Like, I've actually been walking across the street. Someone drives past in the car, goes, Pagey train! I'm like, shit, man. That's a fan.
Awesome.
You want Spotify or YouTube?
Stay tuned for more.
yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. But that's where the name started, right? So then I said to, like, I was doing May in the West, and there was a shortfall in promoting artists. I'm like, oh man, if I just get these people on this podcast or this podcast, it became super hard to coordinate.
Yeah.
Because then you go to the newspapers, I'll try and get an interview there, get radio interviews for people,
Yeah.
and it just got too hard. Like, because I was promoting my own work, I'm like, it's even hard enough just to get myself a radio interview, never alone someone else.
Yeah.
So I'm going, oh, fuck it, I'll just do my own show. Like, how
Yeah.
about, I know how to produce content, I can build it.
Yeah, again, do it yourself. It's like
I do it
way
on the
better.
cheap too, it won't cost me too much. Like, I think my initial investment into the Pagey train was like $300, whatever.
2 gold microphones.
2 gold microphones. They're the only ones. I was saying this, in case it hasn't made in the show, I'll say it again. People comment, they go, I love the gold microphones, man. I'm like, they're the only ones they had in stock, man. I had to buy them.
Yes.
I had no choice.
Oh, like, cool.
Yeah, but they
Stand out.
work, though. They work, right?
Yeah.
And, well, I was saying a big shout out to my mate Dave. I go, man, I'm starting this radio podcast show to promote people, and I like, what do I call it? Like, Western Sydney Creative, or what do I call it? And he goes, the Pagey train. Yes. I'm like, that is what it's called. Of course it is. Because I go, then it's the Pagey train of thought.
Yeah.
You've hopped aboard the Pagey train. On the drinks cart on the Pagey train. It's the engine room. It's the caboose. It's first class. It's economy. It's everything on the train.
Yeah.
It's everything that's on the rails. It's on the rails. It's off the rails. Like, all of it works.
Everything. Yeah.
It's everything. I go, man, that really encompasses everything that I'm up to.
Yeah. That's good.
And the serendipitous part is that it's from an alias.
Yeah.
It's from this television show from the 70s that people used to call me in high school.
Yeah.
To an alias to have so I can talk to my parents online. You know?
Yeah.
That was essentially where it came from.
Wow.
Same as Still Searching Productions, man, because like that's the company that I run, right?
Yeah.
Still Searching Productions.
That's right.
Yeah, that's built out of an email because I hate forms, like online forms.
Yeah.
There's 2 things I hate in the world, B, right?
Yeah.
There's 2 things I hate. Printers. Fucking hate printers. I think the worst thing you can call anybody is a printer. Like,
Yeah.
you go, you printer. It's just, oh, dude, that was rough, man.
Yeah.
Should have said that. Like, that's gonna come to haunt you from saying that.
Yeah.
All right, that's how I feel about printers.
Yeah.
What was I talking about? I've lost the other one because I got lost in
Oh,
printers.
you said the 2 things that you...
There's 2 things I really hate. What was the other one? Carnies.
Was it forms? You said
Oh,
forms.
yeah! Yeah! Oh, God. Online forms.
Yes.
In-person forms. Paperwork. I fucking hate paperwork.
Especially if you're a slow writer. You're there for longer and longer.
Oh, that's why, like, eBay, right?
Yeah.
Get a login so you can just hit one button. I don't want to I don't want to be a guest. No.
Yeah.
I want to do this once.
Yeah.
I don't want to fill this form out again.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my credit card details in. I don't want to do any of that.
Again, yeah.
I don't want to do it again. And so I had to fill out for it was live.com.au before Gmail, right? So before Gmail came out, it was Hotmail.
Yes, I had Hotmail.
So I had to start up a Hotmail account. And I went to go, Ross.page. Ross.page has been taken. I'm like, Ross.page 1. Ross.page 1 has been taken.
That's why my email's so ridiculously long, and I get it all the time. They're like, oh, it's a long email. I'm like, yeah, well, everything else was taken.
Well, then everyone goes, like, well, just do your year of birth. Ross Page, 80. Ross Page 80 has been taken. Fuck.
God.
Fuck. Still searching. Still searching has been taken. I'll drop the G. Still searching. You now have a new email account.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, great, finally.
Got it.
And everyone was laughing at me like, you can't have your email is still searching. I'm like, yes, I can. Why can't I? You're going to go for a job interview with that. I go, I don't give a fuck.
Still searching.
You're looking for a job, still searching.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, this is where it gets really weird. So I started going to film school, right?
Yeah.
And I needed to have a business name. I go, I'll just call it the email, still searching.
Yeah.
Then people go, why do you call it that? I go, because a single frame of film is called a still.
Ooh,
And I'm always searching for that perfect still. I'm
Found
still
symbolism in it.
searching.
Yeah.
So that's how
Love
it
it.
worked. So but the cart was before the horse, I'm just going to say.
Yeah.
The cart was definitely before the horse on that one.
Yes.
And it's the same with the Pagey train. Like, I didn't know that I was going to call it the Pagey train. I had no
Yeah.
fucking idea I was going to call it. Why would I call it that? Because it's a Pagey train of thought. No, it's actually an alias.
Yeah.
You know? But both of those things are true.
Wow. Yeah.
It depends which one you pick.
Yeah.
That's your narrative, right? But I like to go with the latter. Like, it certainly is the Pagey train of thought. I get people on the show, and I learn something every time.
Yeah.
I always learn something. And I get to awaken something in them.
Yeah.
Because I see them walk away from it, and then I talk to them later down the track, get them back on the show later, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're always different. They go, man. Or the other one I really like is when I go and watch them do another interview.
Yeah.
So I had this one artist, right, they came on, and they did a bit of a rickety interview,
Yeah.
right? There was a bit, like, the conversation we've had is pretty flowy, right? Like,
Yeah.
we passed the tennis ball around, like, it's your go. Oh, hey, Ross, it's your go. And I go,
Yeah.
hey, B, it's your go, right? And we share the conversation.
Yeah.
Some artists is a little bit different. Like, you go, this is difficult for you. I can see that's difficult, but I'm not going to give up on you. Like, this is the look I give him, right? Because you'd see, well, yeah, sitting across from the desk.
Yeah.
We are plugged into these ears. We can't overtalk each other. We've got this microphone. We're locked in. There's no interruptions. Have a little bit of Wade over here. How you doing, Wade? Are you doing all right over there?
Yeah.
A little bit of Wade.
Sad over here.
But essentially just me and you, right?
Yeah.
There's no getting out of it, right? There's no distraction.
Yeah.
But some people you got to really drag them across the line.
Keep asking stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, 20 minutes is usually the 10 minutes I usually get them. Like, when did you forget about the cameras?
Sorry, but what do you mean, like
The cameras. When did you forget about the cameras?
Oh, I forgot. I mean, they're in my field of vision, but
You forgot
I'm
about
not
them.
thinking about it for once. It's a good conversation.
Yeah,
like-
about 2 hours ago you forgot about those, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so it takes me about 10 minutes to get you to forget about them.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good, right? So there's a method to my madness, right?
Did your job perfectly.
Some of them are about half hour, right? The hard ones are half hour, and you're like, oh man, just forget it. Like, because in my mind, I'm like, here's a question, here's a bit of work. Let's thresh this out. Let's riff.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere. Let's bounce. Let's get on this train.
Yeah.
Let's bounce on this train, right? Let's get in this car. And some of them are really hard.
Yeah.
But then I go watch them do another interview. I go, you fucking nailed that interview. And it's because you did the first one with me.
Yeah.
I broke in, baby.
First time for everything.
I broke in, then you went and smashed that interview because now all of the negative things that you felt about that interview, because then you go and watch it. The irony is, though, that you guys are so harsh on yourselves.
Yeah.
All my guests are so harsh on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll talk to you guys afterwards, like throughout the year, the next 2 years, whatever. And you go, man, I just wish I said more on the show. I wish I did this. I didn't say that. You're like, man, you got 400 downloads. Relax.
Yeah.
You know? But again, just a number.
Yeah.
Just a number.
True.
Doesn't matter. The number doesn't matter, man. The experience matters.
True.
Like, you know, you sit in the epicenter of the Pagey train. Like, this room's fucking insane, right?
Yeah. It's great.
But this is just my childhood bedroom.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's very homely. It's good.
Yeah, man, like, there was always a rug, always a couch, always a TV, always a computer.
And VHS tapes.
I did. I actually had the Thorn. The old Thorn was in my room.
Yeah.
There was people, like, my family would hang out more in my room than the lounge room.
Wow.
I had the most popular piece of real estate in the house.
That's awesome.
You know, it was all about the aesthetic, though. People wanted to be there. There's computer games going on, movies going on. I was even recording back then. I was even doing voiceovers.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know. I when I did voiceovers back then, it was really crazy. Do you know headphones are actually a microphone?
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
If you plug headphones into a microphone port, they're now a microphone.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So I used to take headphones and record my own sound bits for.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes.
So,
Yes.
like, I would even, like, have a tape deck and do Pulp Fiction lines. So, I programmed Windows 3.1. Whoa, 3.1. I know I said it.
Yeah.
Anyone put it in the comments. 3.1. And when I started up, it would go, hello, my humble master.
Oh, that's perfection.
So, when I start my computer, that's how it would greet me, right? I start up. You know, the Windows startup sound. Burn. And then, you know, a little time bar. and then, hello, my humble master. And I'd put Pulp Fiction stuff in there as well. So when I executed a file, it would go, damn, bitch!
Yeah.
Motherfucker! I used to love that stuff. Well, looking back, though, I go, the ringtones that I missed out on, right? The ringtone of the Nokia 3210. I missed out on all that money. I could have made recordings of that if I was onto it.
Yeah.
I just wasn't onto it because I was already doing it before it was a thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a thing yet, and I was doing it. I didn't even know it was a thing. I just did it for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was. That was back when hacking was easy. Like, it really was. I remember. You know, I owned my school computer from 15. I owned the whole system, no doubt. Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
It wasn't difficult.
Yeah. I don't know how that's done, but that's pretty cool.
Back then it was a lot easier. Now they've got like firewalls, they've got encryption. Back then they didn't really have any security.
Yeah. Just a bit of coding and you're done.
Yeah, no fences, nothing. No, like passwords were very easily bypassed.
Yes.
Now you need the password.
Yes.
Well, they do password cracking now. That's the way it goes.
With high-class letters and numbers and, you know, all this stuff.
Yeah, well, everyone is capital P password 0 hash 1. That's generally what it all is.
When you just have your password as words and then they're like, oh, you need to change it, just put the number 1 at the end of your password.
Also, I say to people, pick a phrase. Just pick a phrase, man.
Yeah.
There's phrases that I have, and I have different security levels for different phrases.
Yeah.
There's phrases that I say all the time that are easy passwords I don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
There's phrases I rarely say and do. I've actually given you guys hints. He's never said that before. It must be the password. It's rare stuff. It's rare stuff that it's so obscure.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. It's fucking super obscure.
Yeah,
I nerd out about that stuff. Hey, but man, I think we're near the end. I think we're super near the end. I think we've been on this podcast for 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Ooh, that's awesome.
I think it's the longest podcast I've ever done, actually.
Yes, I'm honoured.
You should be, man. It's been a great chat.
Yeah.
Before we go, let's do some shameless plugging. Okay, so you've got your singles come out yesterday.
Yep.
And it was called...
Fuck your rules. It's my
Fuck
life.
your rules. It's my life. Go and check it out on YouTube, which can be found on British Flower. Is that right?
Yep.
And, of course, go and see Public Eye.
Yep.
Go and check it out at the Palace Chevelle Cinema. $25 in Paddington. It's across from Paddington RSL. Booze is on. Tickets are on. It is an absolute hilarious film. Go and check it out.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, not a problem at all. Like, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today, B. It's been really nice to... I think this is like the third time I've met you. Maybe fourth time.
Yeah.
So it's
I've seen you all over the place, yeah.
Because we've been at film launches and stuff together.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're always...
Oh, yeah, and premieres even too.
Yeah, we've done a few premieres together. Yeah, totally, man. We're always passing each other on a red carpet, and it's finally great to see you on the show. So thank you so much for being on the Pagey Train.
Thank you, I'm so grateful.
And guys, you've been watching the Pagey Train. Don't forget to go and check us out on YouTube. And if you do check us out on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. And by the way, you can now watch us on Spotify. That's right, video on Spotify. Don't forget to go and check us out there. But if you guys are avid listeners and you just want to listen to us on an app, you can check us out on iHeartRadio, Apple iTunes, basically anywhere you can find podcasts. You've been watching the Pagey Train, and we'll see you next time. Sonic Boom, that was a really long podcast. We did really well.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. That was awesome.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being on the show. It was really good.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, I can't believe it's done it.